its nuclear-enriched material. Qantas has confirmed London will be its inaugural destination for the world's longest non-stop commercial flights. James Willis reports from France.
In the French city of Toulouse, home to global aviation company Airbus, Australia's national carrier unveiled details of a 10-year project. Direct flights from Sydney to London taking off from October next year. The brand new custom-built A350s will remove up to 4 hours of travel time with a focus on premium seating, custom lighting and a dedicated wellbeing zone. Airfares will cost roughly 20% more than average, but Qantas CEO Vanessa Hudson believes customers will embrace the unique offering.
Got a decade of data that has been taken in flight, and there are statistically significant things that you can do to reduce the impact of jet lag on your body.
James Willis, Toulouse.
One of Australia's most decorated Olympians says a $518 million boost in sports funding over the next 2 years will save lives. The federal government package will include $42 million in cost of living assistance for athletes and increased funding for 68 sporting programs. Kate Campbell says many athletes live and train below the poverty line to make ends meet.
46% of elite athletes in Australia earn less than $23,000 a year from all sources and forms of income.
SA's business and community leaders will swap the warm comforts of home tonight for a piece of cardboard and a sleeping bag to sleep outside for this year's CEO Sleep Out at the Adelaide Zoo. The Premier Peter Malinauskas will be among the 130 expected to participate in the event, which raises critical funds and awareness for South Australians experiencing homelessness. And Buzz Lightyear and Woody are back on the big screen. Toy Story 5 opens across Adelaide today.
Whoa, sorry. My name is Woody. I come in peace. Used to live here.
All right. It's been too long, cowboy.
One for the whole family. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
You a Toy Story fan, Tom Wren?
Love it, yeah. Got very emotional, though, with a couple of them in there. But, yeah, love it. You?
Yes, do love it.
Yeah, great movies to watch with the kids, aren't they? It is selection night for round 15 in the AFL. The Crows and Port Adelaide to name their sides for their respective teams to play on Saturday. The Crows are set to welcome back Taylor Walker, Isaac Rankin and potentially Mark Keane, while the Power could recall Josh Lai, who's come out of the concussion protocols. And the round kicks off tonight with a blockbuster between Fremantle and Geelong in Perth. You can hear that one right here on 5AA. Let's go to soccer. England has taken a 1-0 lead against Croatia in their World Cup clash this morning. Captain Harry Kane missed a chance from the penalty spot, but it was deemed the keeper had both feet off the line when he took the penalty, and that meant he was able to retake it.
But he goes the other way and he wins the duel. Maybe a little bit fortunate, but Harry Kane will take that.
Yeah, he certainly will, and that audio thanks to SBS. England still leading 1-0 with just over 10 minutes to play in the opening half. Earlier, Portugal and Congo played out a 1-1 draw. Well, briefly elsewhere, Elise Perry took 2 crucial wickets and scored an unbeaten 14 as Australia began its 2020 Women's World Cup. T20 World Cup, that is, with a 9-wicket win over Bangladesh. And Queensland has kept Rugby League State of Origin series alive with a convincing 44-24 point win over New South Wales at the MCG. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks so much, Tom. Now to the 5AA forecast. Showers increasing today. We're heading for a top of 15 degrees. 15 again tomorrow with a very high chance of showers. And those showers will continue into Saturday, also 15 degrees. 14 and partly cloudy on Sunday. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide. This is worth fighting for. And so is this. These everyday moments matter even more when you're battling disease or illness. Thanks to the Hospital Research Foundation Group's life-changing research to find cures and improve care, more South Australians can enjoy more everyday moments like this. When you donate or support our home lottery, you join the fight for what really matters, the everyday. The Hospital Research Foundation Group. Together, fight.
Booking.com is the easiest way from a gridlock to the freedom of a car that takes you far, far away from it. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Hi, I'm Professor Peter Soltis, a cardiologist and researcher at SAMRI. I see many people with a common health enemy, the build-up of dangerous fatty plaques in their arteries that can block the flow of blood. That's bad news for heart attacks, strokes and dementia. I also see the potential for SAMRI's research to save lives from this massive problem. But we need your help, your donations to complete the work. Visit samri.org.au to find out more.
Steinborner Automotive has always been worth the trip, and now there's a brand new reason with the launch of the all-new GAC Motors range, offering the latest in technology and design, now available at Steinborner Gawler, including the all-new SUV M-Zoom Luxury Turbo Petrol, with 7-year unlimited kilometre warranty and 5-year roadside assist from only $25,990 drive away. View the full range at steinbornergac.com.au. Steinborner GAC. Well worth the trip.
Stacey Lee here. I'm with Vincent Scarley from FIVEAA Financial Services. Vince, what is a reverse mortgage?
Well, it's just like a giant credit card, but with a difference. You're effectively borrowing money against the value of your home, and you don't have to make any repayments at all. You can then access cash when you need it most. And if you don't owe any money on your home, there is no interest charged until you draw down some funds. But importantly, the money is available when you need it most for an emergency medical treatment, renovations, might want to buy a new car, or maybe that overseas trip you've always dreamed of.
So call Vince on 1300 99 886 for a confidential chat, or go to saviour.net.au. FIVEAA Financial Services.
Call me 1300 99 886.
Hi, Matt Crouch here. Feeling the pinch at the petrol pump? With fuel prices on the rise, now's the perfect time to drive smarter with budget car and truck rental. Our growing fleet of hybrid vehicles helps you go further, using less fuel and with the comfort and reliability you expect. Whether it's a weekend away, a work trip, or you just need a car for a few days, Budget has hybrid options ready to go. Drive more, spend less on fuel. Budget car and truck rental. 13 27 27. That's 13 27 27.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's FIVEAA Breakfast. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.
6:09, good morning to you. Welcome to Thursday on FIVEAA Breakfast, the 18th of June. The headline is what you've just heard in FIVEAA News. It is cold out there, 11.3 degrees, and the notable part of that is it's not getting much warmer. Walk outside right now, and that's what you're going to get largely for the rest of the day. The maximum temperature will be just 15, so a good day to rug up. Lots to talk about if you are staying inside. We're off to Canberra shortly to reflect on that remarkable press club appearance by Pauline Hanson yesterday that really had it all. The most unique protest I think I've ever seen, the most pre-planned one. She probably had the more quotable moments, agree with them or not, in a press club as any politicians had in my lifetime. We'll get into all of that very, very shortly. Then after 6:30 today, fascinating story in the Oz this morning about your personal items. As a recommendation, if you got anything that's worth over $500 that you want to sell, you should get it valued before July next year. So they're talking watches. If you've got sports memorabilia, anything, because of the capital gains tax changes, you could get whacked with way more tax on those things after July next year. Well, you are going to anyway, but if you want to minimise it, you need to get them valued before then to make sure as much of that gain is captured by the old tax regimen. So this is pretty remarkable. We'll get into that. Also, think of the cold, think of the homeless. Chris Burns from the Hutt Street Centre is going to join us before 7 o'clock. Ryan Fitzgerald after 7. We'll talk spin with Matt Abraham. It's going to be a fun morning, David Penberthy. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, listeners. It is cold outside, and it's going to stay cold, as Will was just saying. Did the rain under-deliver a bit yesterday?
Massively.
Yeah.
Where I was, anyway. I can't speak for the other parts of the state.
Well, in the inner south, it didn't feel like the storm to end all storms. The forecast was for as much as 35 mils.
Well, the range was 10 to 30, and I think we got 5. So we got half of the minimum.
Yeah. So the rain went way north of the CBD. Let us know how much you've got in your gauge, folks, 8223 0000. I've got to say, I'm completely with, where's it gone? Matt in North Plympton. Morning, fellas. Councils are a joke. Yesterday, 200 school kids were allowed to play on Colonel Light Oval, but there's no sports activity at all this week. It's just grass people. And he sent through a photograph of Colonel Light Oval down there at Clapham, near Clapham, or actually Colonel Light Gardens, I think, just near the primary school there. The grass looks absolutely beautiful, and I don't understand why all the school soccer and school footy's been cancelled by the schools, or the councils rather, saying no one's allowed to play on the grass.
So that's happened right across Adelaide, has it?
Well, I know there's no game at Glenelg on Saturday. There's no school soccer allowed at Glenelg. Although, conversely, there's a school soccer carnival that's going ahead next Tuesday. So maybe it's just for this week. I don't know.
It sounds the sort of thing that's done where there's a pretty literal interpretation of the forecast, and they say, well, if it's going to be 30 mils.
Yeah.
And then it's not. But no one's flexible enough to sort of say, hang on, remember that whole ban thing? It's a bit like what with when it gets too hot. So well, it's half day at school because it's going to be 43 and it actually turns out to be 35. And,
yeah.
We kind of said it now.
Yeah, no. Tell you what, it's all happening in the England-Croatia game. England were 1-0 up thanks to a fairly soft penalty to Harry Kane, and then
the penalty was definitely there. What was not there was the fact that he took it a second time because the bloke's the back millimetre of his heel came off the line, so he got to retake it.
I hate that. Some of those VAR decisions, some of the offsides as well, where the fingernail was in the wrong position, ridiculous. But Croatia equalised. Now England have gone 2-1 up, so it's not even half time yet. Absolute belter of a game.
Want your help actually this morning with just some material to yell at your television screen or your American friends online ahead of our clash with the US team on Saturday morning. What's your best sledge against the US? Americans, their soccer team. We love them. They're our closest and most important ally. But for the purpose of Saturday morning, it is war. So what do you say to upset an American? 822 300 Text us on 0480 1395. Give us some material, some sledges.
Oh, yeah, good.
Could be a bit of rhyming silliness. You let your imagination run wild. How do we upset an American? We're hoping to upset them out on the pitch, but in the case that fails, it'd be nice to have a little bit of ammunition backing things up. 822 300 or 0480 1395. Already a stack of texts this morning about the National Press Club and Pauline Hanson's speech, notably about how the hell can someone get in and install I've never seen that before. No. I thought Pauline Hanson's best on her feet moment of the entire speech was when she said, "Is this a first?" And the guy moderating went, "Yeah, I think it is." She goes, "Well, I've had plenty of them in my time." But for people that didn't see it, there wasn't just a poster that was put. A lot of the still shots don't do justice to the craziness of what took place.
Well, it was a remote controlled. It was like
It was like the Banksy shredding artwork.
Yeah.
Where it lowered down the screen. It was like, your year 7 teacher's about to do a boring presentation with a poster and they push the button and it rolls down and, here's how something works. Except there was a Get Up protest about the minimum wage.
I tell you what, Get Up, that organisation, so Get Up is this sort of left-wing ginger group of community activists that they're the same people who ended up making complete geese of themselves when they tormented Nicole Flint when she was running for Boothby all those years ago. And, she had the stalker and the vandalism and the graffiti and all the rest of it. But, their star has well and truly lost its lustre over the years. The bloke who's involved with it and who's in the frame for it is David Shiraz, who's the partner of Brittany Higgins, who is something of an activist. That's David Shiraz I'm talking about. Now, he was there at the address, and apparently the word is that he was in the building the day before, or that somebody known to him was in the building the day before, because in order for this protest to have happened, somebody needed to be in there using the remote, using the pointer to make the screen roll down. But setting all of the how did it happen bit aside, how profoundly stupid. Like, what part of this, in what world did any of these drongos that Get Up, or whoever it was, think this is going to really stick it to Pauline? Because all it's done is it's humanised her more. As you said, Will, her response in real time was funny, But it's made her look like a victim, particularly given that it was at the press club. It's made her look like she was the victim of a sort of media-led or rather a conspiracy in which the media was supportive. Then you throw in some of the narkier questions that she got. She thrives on martyrdom. And yet again, like, it was just absolute manna from heaven for her at a time when One Nation's support is surging.
They build themselves as activists. I would posit they are pranksters, because a prankster does something for their own edification. They do it because they'll think they'll find it funny. An activist tries to do something to convince people to change their position or to raise awareness about a thing. There was nothing about that will change a single vote.
Well, I reckon it might change a vote.
It might change it the opposite way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That poor bloody woman. If she's pissing people off this much, she must be doing something right.
But it was the kind of stunt that was performed because the people who came up with it thought it would be really funny. I can't be convinced there was any sentient, intelligent person who said, well, this will change the minds of people that might be on the fence about Pauline Hanson.
It's like gluing your bum to the road because you're upset about climate change.
It makes you and your mates who already agree think that is a really clever thing to do.
I got this theory. I reckon the best way to prick One Nation's balloon is for them to win the Victorian election. Like, I've never seen a Labor government more deserving of crushing, humiliating defeat than the Victorian Labor government. Like, this government, if it was a dog, you would have put it down years ago. They got no idea of utterly destroyed a state that was for many years one of the engine rooms of the national economy. But the key thing is, like, even with all the button pushing ideas and comments she made yesterday in her speech, and she handled herself well. But where's the actual plan to run the nation's economy from One Nation? And what about all these competing things? You know, we don't like the rise of China. We need to be stronger about China, and let's cut foreign aid. Like, you can't do those things at the same time.
No, because you end up with the Chinese naval base in the Solomon Islands.
Correct. Or them running Vanuatu.
Yeah, that's right.
Or them running PNG.
Yeah, a lot of the economic policies are totally contradictory. They generally say people and things should be taxed less, which I'm never going to say is a bad idea, but then the scope of and the size of government is going to be massively increased in other areas. So,
but the best way to see the flaws of One Nation, I mean, you know, the idea of Barnaby Joyce being the nation's treasurer, I mean, before he defected to One Nation, the only memorable thing he'd done recently was line a pot plant whilst maggoted in Canberra. So, you know, I think the best thing for them to be exposed, if that's what people are trying to achieve, would be to see them actually trying to run something.
Well, it might just happen. 19 after 6.
Looking for car cover? Search Allianz Comprehensive Essentials Car Insurance. Get what you need for a price you'll love. Choose Allianz. Allianz. Before buying, read the PDS. Go to our website for a PDS and TMD.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
The Mazda end of financial year event is on now.
Are you ready for this?
Get a great deal and immediate delivery on select dual cab and single cab Mazda BT50s. Don't miss out. Ends June 30.
They say one of life's biggest decisions is buying a home. But sometimes the hardest one is leaving it. At Anglicare SA, we're here to help you stay where you belong. We offer support for everyday things like cleaning, gardening, cooking, but are also experts in care management, allied health, and clinical nursing. Because we believe there is no place like home. And with the right support, there is no reason to leave it. Find out more at Anglicare SA. You are at home.
It seems like the price of everything is increasing, but when it comes to your travel plans, you can rely on Red Spot Car Rentals to keep car hire fair.
Did you know they're the only Aussie family-owned and operated car rental company inside airport terminals? They're also the only car rental company who've kept their prices low during the full fuel crisis.
It's that kind of integrity that saw Red Spot recently win Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. So whether you're looking to hire a new car or want to save a bit more on a hybrid,
you can rely on Red Spot for honest, consistent pricing and service. Book direct at redspot.com.au today or call 1300 66 88 10.
Rundle Street East is where Adelaide comes to feel inspired.
This vibrant city boulevard balances historic charm and modern sophistication. Discover leading Australian fashion labels like Victoria & Woods, Assembly Label, Morrison, Caliber and Saba, alongside sought-after lifestyle brands like Homey and Gorman. From long lunches to late nights, cafes, restaurants and wine bars spill onto the street, shaping a place to linger, return to and rediscover. This is Rundle Street East.
General Tools is turning 70 and still proudly supporting Australian manufacturing and engineering. For heavy industry, they stock premium metal cutting bandsaws, plus a large range of bandsaw blades to suit. You'll also find soluble oil, metal cutting lubricants, quality measuring equipment, and the right tools for drilling, tapping, reaming, and countersinking. With expert service, competitive prices, and 70 years' experience, you can trust General Tools. In store at Cavan or online at generaltools.com.au.
Become a homestay host for an international school student and give your family the opportunity to learn about different cultures, create lifelong memories and form ongoing connections. Choose a short or long stay to suit your family and receive ongoing support from the Department for Education, so you're never on your own. Join the international homestay community and give your family an experience they won't forget. Learn more at internationalstudents.sa.edu.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Looking for your perfect home? At Rossdale Homes, we can make it happen. Explore our huge range of house and land packages today at rossdalehomes.com.au. With a variety of designs, locations and prices to suit every budget, your new home is just a click away. Got your own home design in mind? No problem. We'll customise a package just for you, backed by our fixed price guarantee. Rossdale Homes, your local SA builder. Because trust is a must.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes after 6. We'll have a look at the weather for today very quickly before we head to the nation's capital. 11.1 degrees outside, heading for a top of just 15, 1 to 5 millimetres of rain. So if the forecast is accurate, it might actually be similar to yesterday where we didn't get the deluge that had been forecast. I tell you what we did get, and that was a pretty remarkable press club event featuring Pauline Hanson. Cameron Redden is a Sky News political correspondent who was there, and it's hard to know where to start, Cameron, but I think the image that's in everyone's mind is of that extraordinary protest banner that was unfurled remotely. What was the mood in the room, the feeling in the room when it was clear that something very bizarre was happening?
Well, you just couldn't believe it. I mean, this, I should set the scene, was probably the most secure, highly watched and guarded press club event I've been to. I've been in Canberra 5 years for prime ministers, ambassadors, significant people. Never have I seen the level of security, of sniffer dogs, of attention put into securing that venue. And the press club has said, to be fair, they're looking for bombs, not banners. They're looking for serious security threats. There were none of those, obviously, but they did not detect this banner. Now, what seems to have happened is that at some point in the day or so prior, you've had a couple of people go in and somehow get access to the room without authority and effectively drill what you used to have in primary school, one of these big projector screens that they then managed to remotely control and bring down during the speech. So fair to say, gents, that, we were expecting a lot of unusual and unorthodox and unconventional moments yesterday. We got a lot of them, but that one, I reckon, does take the cake.
Cameron, do you know whether when the screen did roll down, and obviously a remote control device was used to do that, is the view that was done by somebody who was in the room at the presentation?
Well, put it this way, there was an individual for GetUp, which is the organisation that's claimed responsibility. He was in the room yesterday and was filming on his phone as that banner came down, and that footage is what GetUp has now been sharing around. So put two and two together there, if you like. There's obviously a police investigation going there now. There is CCTV footage and security cameras all through the venue. So there'll be all that evidence handed over, I'm sure. But look, it goes without saying, there were a couple of protesters out the front. I mean, maybe 25, 30 or so. They're allowed to be there. They can do what they like. But this sort of thing, it's only going to play into Pauline Hanson's hands. I heard
Totally.
some of
We're
your
just saying
conversation
that.
earlier.
Yeah.
This is manna from heaven for her team.
Completely. And, the other thing too, we've had her on the show many times and we always treat her with respect when she comes on here. But, any sense, and this clearly wasn't a media-led thing, it was an activist group that was responsible.
Oh, yeah.
But seeing her at the press club being sort of, with a few journos getting stuck into her as well, all of that, the whole atmospherics goes to her status as a martyr, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they want this. I mean, they'll pump this out like crazy. Look at their social media game as it is already. This is the sort of thing that they want, because we want, as journos, politicians, particularly those who are putting themselves as an alternate prime minister, coming forward and engaging with us. Argy-bargy, journos have thick skin. That's all fine. But when it comes to the engagement, that's what we really want. It took 30 years to get her there. And if the narrative that One Nation takes out of this is, well, look, she was never going to get a fair go anyway, and obviously the press club, had no involvement with this. It was an activist, and, it's always the unknown unknowns you can't plan for with things like that. But if the narrative that they take out of this is, well, look, the press was never going to give her a fair go, it's always a stitch-up. I hope that's not the case, because the more serious she gets, the more we need events like that.
Yeah. Cameron, thanks for taking us inside the room. Appreciate it. Cameron Redden for Sky News. Tom Wren has just wandered into the 5AA Breakfast studio, so we're going to talk a little bit of sport now. Huge price drops on the new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. That's remarkable for a quality vehicle. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes. Morning to you, Rennie.
Morning, boys. I think there's a massive fascination with England, the soccer team in the World Cup and everything that goes with it, the expectation, the press. I don't know if you're watching the show at the moment called Dear England, about the psychology of how they've gone about it in previous World Cups. There's always so much riding on each game, and so their World Cup finals campaign begins. They were so good in qualifying, and Harry Kane, their captain, their inspirational captain, who scored close to 80 goals for his country leading into this tournament, catching up on Gary Lineker for World Cup finals goals. He put them 2-1 up in front just after the half-hour mark. Let's have a listen.
England lining up. Oh, and it's met with the authority of King Kane. He puts England in front again. It's Harry's game so far.
Martin Tyler there on SBS. Now, he was pretty fortunate. His first goal was a penalty. The keeper actually made a cracking save. They deemed that one of your feet as the player, everything's engineered for attackers. One of his feet was still on the both feet were off the line. One has to be on the line as keeper. It was
so marginal.
A toenail if it was that. Anyway, he was able to retake it, scored that goal, which was a gorgeous header. But Croatia, they do not back down. This right on half-time.
Pasalic again for Perisic. It's a wonderful goal from Musa in the finish and in the construction.
It was a gorgeous goal, so patient. So it's 2-2. It's all happening at the moment. That is a cracking game about to start the second half.
What about Portugal overnight? Drew 1-1 with
Congo.
With the Democratic Republic of Congo, which is like still in the middle of one of the most brutal wars going on. Like, it's an extraordinary result for a country like Congo.
Yeah, big time.
And Portugal, people are saying they're the favourites.
One of. Yep.
And can we just stop and reflect? Lionel Messi. My God.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
3 goals, a hat-trick in the first game. He's 38 years old.
So he's got 16 goals in World Cup finals now, which is, these day, like, at this level. That's the equal most ever. He's going to get the record. So it's, for a guy who's done everything.
There's a great piece of commentary that's doing the rounds online.
From 2018?
From 2018 about how we've just watched Lionel Messi's final World Cup game because he'll be 35, nearly 35 at the next one. Well, he didn't. He appeared at that one and they won, and then he appeared at this one and he's banged in 3 goals in his first goddamn.
And they're probably going to win it again.
Medical science is changing sport.
It is.
We're seeing guys. The keeper for is 40 years old. Everyone knows what LeBron James is doing at the moment.
Yes.
Lionel Messi now pushing into his late 30s.
Tex Walker?
Yep.
Taylor Walker.
Scott Pendlebury. You see it with football.
Sidebottom.
It's a different world now.
Just with diet, nutrition, everything, the way they look after themselves, you're right. And
hey, there's hope for us all yet.
Yeah. Well, and money. If you stay in the game, you're going to get
generational wealth.
So look after yourself and you'll get paid well.
Patrick's just told me something very exciting. The production booth are putting together the top 7 before 7 goats this morning. The greatest of all time.
The greatest goats. These are the goats of the goats.
The goat of the goat. That's the 7 before 7. Good on you, Rennie.
Good on you, boys.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers increasing today. We're heading for a top of 15 degrees. With the 6:30 news, good morning. I'm Kate Collins.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
A controversial bill restricting late-term abortions that was introduced by New Family First MP Sarah Game has failed to pass the lower house after earlier passing the upper house in an historic victory for the anti-abortion movement. Premier Peter Malinauskas and opposition leader Ashton Hearn were among the minority to vote in favour of the bill, which was ultimately defeated 36 votes to 9. A pedestrian has died following a crash at Mount Gambier. The 68-year-old local man was hit by a ute yesterday afternoon. He died at the scene. The driver, a 23-year-old man, wasn't physically injured. The death is the 53rd life lost on SA roads so far this year. The Journalists' Union is condemning Pauline Hanson for comments made to certain reporters at the National Press Club. The MEAA says the One Nation leader's promise to ban a senior Guardian reporter is a direct attack on press freedom. The union warns politicians cannot pick and choose which journalists cover public briefings. The US president is issuing a warning to Iran ahead of the official signing of a 60-day peace deal. Nine's foreign correspondent Hannah Sinclair reports from Geneva.
US officials have shared the 14-point document to end the war on all fronts, including in Lebanon. The US president has just arrived at the Palace of Versailles for dinner with French President Emmanuel Macron and about 30 other guests, and now says he may attend the official signing of the peace agreement here in Switzerland. The Memorandum of Understanding says a final deal will be negotiated within 60 days and that after signing the MOU, Iran will immediately make arrangements for the safe passage of vessels through the Strait of Hormuz toll-free. The regime agreeing to never have a nuclear weapon, and the US set to lift all sanctions against Iran. But President Trump warning Iran the bombing will start again if it violates the deal. Hannah Sinclair in Geneva.
Airfares to Europe are set to fall after the government eased restrictions on transiting through Middle Eastern hubs in Qatar and the UAE. Dean Long of the University Travel Industry Association says it's welcome news.
This is a good news story. There's a lot of people who have got tickets that couldn't get refunds, that would have been in a lot of trouble and not being able to get over there. Getting that down to level 3 is a good outcome.
Australia's peak motoring body says most new cars are using more fuel on the road than manufacturers claim. The Australian Automobile Association found more than 3/4 of petrol and hybrid vehicles missed their advertised efficiency targets. None of the 20 EVs met their certified range. And a James Cook University researcher has uncovered a new species of invertebrate in North Queensland. The micro-whip scorpion is tiny, measuring just 1 millimetre in length. Entomologist Matthew Connors says he made the chance discovery during a solo night survey in the Daintree rainforest.
I lifted up a rock and I found what is known as a micro-whip scorpion, or a palpigrade. And this is the first record in Eastern Australia of a native species since 1945. And it's only the second record overall in Eastern Australia. So it was a pretty exciting find.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Good morning, Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Kate. It is selection night for the Crows and Port Adelaide ahead of their round 15 matches this weekend. The Crows take on Melbourne at home on Saturday afternoon, while the Power tackle Collingwood at the MCG Saturday night. Meantime, John Longmire has confirmed he's spoken to Tasmania about coaching the AFL's 19th side. The Swans premiership winner confirming on Fox Footy he's spoken with the Devils, but to say he's all in is a step too far.
I, among many people in the industry, have been spoken to Tasmania, but that has been quite open about that as far as Tassie are concerned as well. They've spoken to everyone in the industry. I was one of them. And so as far as I know, there's no decisions being made.
An incredible game is on right now between England and Croatia at the World Cup. England twice took the lead through captain Harry Kane, but Croatia has twice fought back, their second goal coming right on half-time.
Pasalic again for Perisic. Oh, it's a wonderful goal from Musa in the finish and in the construction.
That audio thanks to SBS. The second half is just about to begin. Scores locked at 2-2. Meantime, in the earlier game, Portugal was held to a 1-1 draw by Congo. And Australia's men's T20 team has had a 4-wicket win against Bangladesh in their opening match of their series. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Rennie. Now to the 5AA forecast. Showers increasing today, a top of 15 degrees for Adelaide. 15 again tomorrow with a very high chance of showers. And those showers will continue on Saturday. 15 the top, 14 and partly cloudy on Sunday. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA, always Adelaide.
At Drummond Golf, the passion for the game doesn't stop at the counter. Introducing the Drummond Club, Australia's biggest membership for every type of golfer. For a one-time fee of just $39.95, you'll unlock lifetime benefits including store-wide discounts, monthly specials and loyalty vouchers on the biggest brands. There's also exclusive deals at selected golf courses and driving ranges across Australia. Lift your game with the Drummond Club at Drummond Golf, Australia's biggest golf retailer.
With Let's Get Care, get more control to design your day, get more choice to pick the support that suits you, and get $1,000 more value for your supported home package when you join today. Search Let's Get Care. Ends June 30. New customers only. T's and C's apply.
How far would you go for your dream kitchen? And how far would you go to get 25% off? How about 15 minutes up the freeway to Balhanna Kitchens by Design? To the largest showroom in the Adelaide Hills. Custom build your dream with our award-winning designers and get 25% off your cabinets with laminate benchtops. For a limited time, of course. Balhanna Kitchens by Design. It's not too far to go to make your dream a reality. balhannakitchens.com.au.
Jayco's end of financial year dealer stock clearance is now on. Save thousands on dealer stock across the Jayco range. With huge savings across our massive range of campers, pop-tops, hybrids, caravans and more. Stock available for immediate delivery. There's a Jayco for every budget and every adventure. For great deals from Australia's biggest manufacturer, visit Jayco Adelaide today. 130 West Beach Road.
G'day, it's Eddie May here from NRG Solar. If you're a business thinking about advertising on radio, I think the first step is to actually contact one of the crew at 5AA and just have a look at what the demographic is, how it would work for your business, what sort of ads might work for you, and then you can make an informed choice as to whether this is the path for you to take or not. In our particular space, there is more and more solar companies on radio, and I think it's important that you stay in the mix. So for us, it's part of our strategy. It's not our entire strategy. It's one of 5 different sources, but, you know, if you don't have them all in there, then you're just not part of it.
To get your message out there and grow your business, visit 5AA.com.au and hit the Advertise With Us link.
Booking.com is the easiest way from counting down the minutes to flying, where time doesn't matter. Go on. Book that trip. It's easy. Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
20 to 7, Rob's put together a sledge for the United States ahead of our World Cup clash on Saturday morning. He's put it in sort of a footy banner form, I would say. You know, it's not iambic pentameter, it's more run through the footy banner. He says, against the Yanks, we'll stand tall, we'll find a way over your wall.
There's still a lot of holes in that thing. There's a whole lot of areas of the Mexican and US border that there's no wall at all. You can just waltz over there. A lot of them are in Texas, where there's often, like, along the Rio Grande, there's a lot of like golf courses and retirement homes that end up being, like, on both sides of the border. It's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely bizarre. 20 to 7, there's a pretty extraordinary piece in the Oz this morning that is forecasting what might happen or in fact be in your best interest to happen when the capital gains tax changes come through next year. Now, I'm going to do this, the very, very simple version of this is that because the previous arrangements with a 50% discount are more generous, there's a view that you want to have your things like your house valued before July next year. So as much as of the capital gain that's happened is captured under the old tax format, right? But what's been written about in the Oz this morning is this idea that Well, you should probably be applying that logic to a whole bunch of things. Have you got a signed Tony Modra footy card from the 90s? Have you got a collectible watch, for example, that's worth a couple of $1,000s? Have you got some keepsake that you might want to sell down the line? Whatever it might well be, you should be getting it valued now, or at least ahead of July next year. It's an intriguing potential new reality out of these tax changes. We're going to bring the Associate Professor James Hancock from the Adelaide University's SA Centre for Economic Studies into this conversation. Professor, good morning to you. Thanks for your time. Would this be sound management of your own assets at home, or is this getting a bit of ahead of things?
Well, look, I think it's something that might make sense to do if the asset was of quite significant value. So under the proposed changes, there will be a formula that will determine what the July 2027 value will be. And so, yes, it might make sense to shop around for a higher valuation, but there's going to be a cost to doing that. And so it will only make sense to do that if you think that your capital gain exposure is sort of relatively large, and that would be the case for a high value asset. So, for example, for the Tony Modra football card that was purchased back in the 90s, if that were purchased for less than $500, that wouldn't even be under consideration anyway.
Right.
If it were more than that, then potentially you might want to think about it. But if the valuation was going to cost you a few $100s, then I guess you'd need to be thinking that that's going to make several $100s difference to your tax bill at the end of the day for that to be worth it.
So not so much a Tony Modra football card, Professor Hancock, but more, say you had a penny black stamp or a pre-Columbian artefact from Teotihuacan in your collection, or maybe the best example might be a really valuable car, because there's a lot of people who
jewelry
scrimp and save. Go without on a whole range of fronts, but they might have, a car that's worth $400,000 in their shed.
Yeah, well, look, in that case, potentially, yes, it would make sense to get that independent valuation, for something with a value as large as that. And I suppose you need to think about, the details of the formula that are being used, and we don't, those details haven't been fully worked out. But if you thought that you were likely to get sort of a better result by going and getting a valuation, then, people in that position might do so. But I think, the numbers of taxpayers who, are sitting on sort of capital gain items that are other than sort of housing or shares is sort of relatively low. But obviously, yes, there are potentially some.
Do we have enough valuers at the moment, James, in Australia to accommodate the impending reality that pretty much every investment property in the country is going to need to be valued between now and July next year?
Well, look, probably. It's obviously going to, be pretty good business for a valuer over the coming period. It will be. Valuers will be busy. There's no doubt about that, yes.
Yeah, good time to go into it. And probably not a job you can replace with AI, I wouldn't have thought.
Probably not.
No. Always on the lookout for them these days. Great stuff. Associate Professor James Hancock from Adelaide University's SA Centre for Economic Studies.
15 to 7, someone of the text line says, so this is all to help housing, is it? Absolute tax grab.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Thank you for that.
Hey, good text here from Andrew. I know how to upset Americans. Just ask them if they're Canadian. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Although it's more offensive in the other.
That's true.
In the reverse. Never ask a Canadian which part of the US are you from.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They get really upset.
All right, let's go to the Weather Bureau. Ursula Connor is on duty. Ursula, good morning to you. Can we just start by looking backward? How much rain did we end up getting yesterday?
Good morning. Oh, well, look, most of the higher falls were in the hills there. So we did see 20 millimetres at Inglewood and, down towards sort of Mount Lofty in that area. Most places picking up between 10 and 15 millimetres. Through the city itself, look, most places between sort of 5 and 10 millimetres. West Terrace itself picking up 5 millimetres there.
And what are we looking at today and for the coming weekend, Ursula?
At the moment, we're still seeing a bit of low cloud and even sort of still some drizzle around the hills at the moment, just in the wake of this cloud band that moved through yesterday. So we're still in a pretty north to northwesterly flow, but much cooler temperatures expected today. We've only got Adelaide headed for a top of 15, Glenelg 16, Elizabeth 15, Noarlunga 15, and Mount Barker 13 degrees today. We'll probably see for most of the day, the conditions be okay and pretty clear. A bit of cloud starting to build sort of through the afternoon and evening. And then we see our next sort of trough feature moving through the Adelaide area into this evening. So starting to see those showers increase again. And that'll put us in a much more sort of south to southwesterly flow tomorrow. So potentially seeing those persistent showers pushing onshore through tomorrow. But then we're on a bit of an easing trend as we move into Saturday and Sunday, a high pressure system starting to build over us. So those temperatures remaining pretty cool, but those showers starting to clear up into the weekend.
Good stuff, Ursula. Thank you for that. Ursula Connor there from the Bureau of Meteorology.
All right, let's head to St. Paul. Senior Sergeant Jade Hill is on the line. Jade, there was a fatal crash, another one, this time at Mount Gambier yesterday.
Good morning. Yes, this is another tragedy on our roads. Emergency services responded to a serious crash on Jubilee Highway West at Mount Gambier about 3:45 yesterday afternoon. A pedestrian was struck by a ute. Sadly, the pedestrian, a 68-year-old Mount Gambier man, died at the scene. Jubilee Highway West was closed for several hours but reopened last night. Major crash investigators are investigating the circumstances surrounding the crash, and we ask anyone who witnessed this incident or who may have dash cam or CCTV footage which may assist the investigation, they're asked to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000. This is the 53rd life lost on South Australian roads this year.
Jade, also there was a house fire at Smithfield overnight.
Yeah, police and fire crews were called to Crittenden Road, Smithfield Plains, just after 11:45 last night, following reports of a house fire. Fire crews arrived to find the house fully engulfed with flame and worked to extinguish that fire. The fire has caused extensive damage to the house. Fire cause investigators attended the scene and believe the fire was deliberately lit. Again, we're asking anyone who saw suspicious activity in the area around the time of the incident to contact Crime Stoppers, calling 1800 333 000.
And some youths have been arrested with a stolen car in Smithfield, Jade.
Yeah, there's been a fair bit of activity out north overnight. At about 4:30 this morning, police spotted a Mazda travelling south on Main North Road at Smithfield. It was travelling at high speed. Police again saw the Mazda travelling on Yulee Road, Elizabeth Downs, and a short time later the car crashed into a fence on the median strip of Main North Road, Smithfield, where 5 people were spotted running from the car. Police located the suspects, 3 14-year-old boys, a 15-year-old girl and a 13-year-old boy, who were all arrested with our incident, and they've all been charged with numerous offences, including illegal use of a motor vehicle. When police searched the car, it will be alleged 2 knives were located, and checks on the Mazda showed it had been stolen from a Brighton home overnight. Again, we ask anyone who witnessed the incident or has CCTV footage or dashcam footage, which may assist this investigation, to contact Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000.
Thanks for that, Jade. Were you on debut there, Jade? I can't remember if we've spoken to you before.
Yes, this was my debut. Thanks for pointing that out, guys.
Well done. Yeah, you're an absolute natural.
I'll see what my team think.
No, Jade, tell them you got the full support of the 5AA Breakfast Show.
3 votes,
Oh,
Jade.
that's so kind, so kind.
Magnificent.
Well done, Jade.
Senior Sergeant Jade Hill. I thought it was such an accomplished performance. I thought, we've obviously spoken to Jade at some point in time.
Like shelling peas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really nice speaking voice. But I tell you what, though, crikey, we are on track miserably at this rate for a terrible, terrible year on our roads.
Well, I spoke to the police commissioner yesterday. Remember I said when we've had 51 fatalities, and he said 52 because there was one this morning. Then there was one this afternoon.
Yep,
just shocking.
53.
All right, let's check traffic. Thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Town. Display suite open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Check these out. They're fantastic. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Thanks, Will, and morning, David. Just in a two-car smash at Torrensville, Henley Beach Road near Marion Road with a few delays. We are slow for works at Ashford, Anzac, Honey Grove Avenue. The works are just in the island in the middle of the road there. Ottaway has works, Kapar Road near Martin Avenue, and do have early morning cameras to look out for, Ascot Avenue, Vale Park, and Peacock Road in the Parklands. It's the Audi end of financial year sale event. Receive exclusive price reductions on select models at your preferred Audi dealer. Ends June 30. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today.
Smart financial move. Northern Community Residential Village offers secure, low-maintenance living in a friendly community of like-minded over 50s. Embrace your next chapter in style and comfort. Visit ncrv.com.au to book a tour of the display home today.
Hey, I'm James, Claims Manager at Allianz. From a cracked windscreen to getting your business back after the worst, our team is always here. It doesn't have to wait till morning. We provide 24/7 claims support.
Allianz.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia, with a new fleet and plenty of hybrid options too. Experience the exceptional service that earned us Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. Book direct and save now at redspot.com.au today, or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot.
It's the sale of the year at Derringer's Music. Starting out or getting back into playing, already gigging every weekend, Derringer's end of financial year sale is the perfect excuse to stop thinking about it and start making some noise.
That's right. Whether you're in Coldplay or Sylvester Iputtas, you can't go past Yamaha for quality guitars, basses, amplifiers, drums, pianos, synthesizers, Pro Audio, all on sale now. The home of every good muso knows this, Will.
It's funny to think you guys would have been cancelled if you were around these days. So if you've been...
Derringer's Music. I didn't say Derringer's.
Well, I love Derringer's Music.
Say the name of the people who paid for the ad.
Absolutely.
The way it works.
So if you've been putting off a new guitar, upgrading the home studio, sorting the PA, or finally getting the kids onto the keys, this is the sign before June 30 rolls around.
I tell you what, one of my cousin's best mates, Derek, he's worked at Derringer's for years. He's a great bloke. Go in and say g'day. Derringer's might be the reason you start playing again. And if it's not already discounted, just ask for a deal. Derringer's no music. Derringer's do the deals, you do the playing. Think music, think Derringer's and Yamaha. Your local support acts, derringers.com.au.
When you're hosting a family Christmas party, you might start with a go-to roast, a drama-proof seating plan, and that gravy recipe that's a family secret. But those in the know find all the answers in the aisles at Pal's. Sam and Jamie from Parafield Airport Liquor Store know every drop on the shelf. They can make sure you have the best wines, beers, and spirits for everyone. And great gift ideas too, all under one roof. Parafield Airport Liquor Store, Pals, next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
5 minutes to 7. We started the morning talking about how cold it was this morning and was going to be today, a top of just 15 degrees. It's not much off that right now. A combination of that and the cost of living crisis means that the Hutt Street Centre is stretched beyond imagination at the moment. Chris Burns is the CEO and he joins us now on 5AA Breakfast. Goes without saying the importance of the work you guys do, Chris, and I think it's not just the climatic conditions, but the economic conditions mean everyone understands there's just more and more people needing your services. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Will and Dave, and thank you. Look, the demand at the moment is just unprecedented. In the last 4 years, we've had a 42% increase in demand. And as you just said, it's cold out there this morning, and the winter is truly here, and we're truly feeling an increased demand. And the people coming to see us are cold. They're wet with all the rain that's been going on, and that's increasing their anxiety and their need for more services. And with the cost of living crisis not improving and the housing crisis not improving, there's no way to get the flow through at the moment. So the pressure on organisations like us is really significant at the moment.
Can you put a sort of, in human terms, Chris, can you put a number on exactly or roughly how many people there are who are living on the streets at the moment in South Australia?
Living on the streets in Adelaide at the moment, you've got in the order of about 300 and 320. But that beyond the CBD, you have, and everyone tells me how in the suburbs they're seeing more and more people rough sleeping. They do tend to come to the city to access services like ours, but they can also use things like the Free City Connector bus and the free trams to get round and access Centrelink and all the services they need to access. So, but remembering that only 9% of people experiencing homelessness are actually rough sleeping. The majority are out there couch surfing, staying with friends in overcrowded accommodation. So what you're seeing on the street is the tip of the iceberg, literally.
You've got your winter appeal live at the moment, Chris. How can people help out?
Our website, huttstreetcentre.org.au, is the best one to go to. We have a winter appeal site there, but we're really looking for, always looking for financial donations, but also items like sleeping bags, beanies, the gloves, the scarves, anything that helps people get through this very, very cold and wet winter that we're about to experience.
Good stuff, Chris. Good luck with it all. And anything we can do to help just sing out. Chris Burns, the CEO of the Hutt Street Centre. We got some texts earlier that went to the patchiness of the rain, as we just heard when we caught up with the good friends from the Weather Bureau before. Some areas up north smashed the targets. Some areas of the hills got significant rain, but others got hardly any compared to the forecast. Steve says, gents, with a minor flood warning for the Onkaparinga River at Oakbank, we had a whopping 3.1 mil at Balhanna in the last 24 hours. And Matt says, morning boys, 4.8 mil in my rain gauge this morning here in O'Halloran Hill. My lawn doesn't drain as well as Adelaide Oval, though. It's pretty soggy at the moment.
The top 7 before 7.
We've got a top 7 before 7 that we forecast before 6:30 this morning. Sporting goats, following the conversation about Lionel Messi's hat-trick, kicking things off in the World Cup. Now, this comes with a note. This is male sporting goats. And before anyone says it's sexist, it can't be, because Emily Brand made it. Okay? Emily Brand. Former media liaison for the Crows AFLW side, Emily Brand.
Yeah,
as she said, I'm putting together the women's, the men's sporting goats. We can do women tomorrow if people get upset.
Yeah, we should.
All right,
we will.
There you go. Here we go. Number 7 spot, Wayne Gretzky. The greatest ice hockey player. He's one of those people that transcends sport. You can know nothing about ice hockey, but you'd have heard of Wayne Gretzky. Usain Bolt, the fastest man ever. By a long way. No one seems to be getting close to any of his records at the moment. This is such an Emily nomination. 5th, Roger Federer. Certainly the greatest to watch. Quibbles maybe about the record, relatively speaking, these days.
Nadal won more than him now?
No. Well,
Djokovic.
Novak Djokovic. I think statistically might have a claim, but I'm happy with Roger Federer because I like him better. Lionel Messi in 4th spot. Hard to argue with that one. The Cristiano Ronaldo people are...
I'm worried that Em's a Pats fan. And that we're
Number 3 spot, Pele. Pele still ahead of Messi. You happy with that?
Well, I don't know. I wonder if Messi...
M says statistically it's still Pele. In the number 2 spot, Michael Jordan. There'll be a lot of basketball people say, hang on, LeBron James. I'm not one of them. I would say Michael Jordan is well and truly in the number 1 spot. But the number 1 spot overall... as the greatest of all time.
I told you all that I was the greatest of all time. I told you today I'm still the greatest of all time.
Muhammad Ali.
I totally agree with that first nomination, Em.
I like Joe Frazier.
You don't like Joe Frazier.
I love Joe Frazier. I love Joe Frazier.
Ali had a better record, though.
Oh, no, better fighter, absolutely.
But Ali's beyond sport. He's like one of the most entertaining
he's one of those enigmatic
great
characters in the history of sport, but I just love Frazier's story. Muhammad Ali, obviously, brilliant.
I'm surprised there was no Ralph Zip Zap Sewer on the list. Only man who have played
Well, you know why? 'Cause
SANFL
you
over
didn't make
4
it.
decades.
You didn't make it.
Who else has done that? Muhammad Ali never did that. He didn't play SANFL over 4 decades.
All right, 5AA News time back shortly.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
The latest local, national and international news for South Australia. This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Showers increasing today. We're heading for a top of 15 degrees. With the 7 o'clock news, good morning. I'm Kate Collins.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
The 53rd life has been lost on our roads after a pedestrian was hit and killed by a car in Mount Gambier. The 68-year-old local man was hit by a ute yesterday afternoon and died at the scene. The ute driver, a 23-year-old man, wasn't injured. Nurses and midwives are right now walking off the job at Flinders. The 24-hour stop work action is part of their ongoing pay dispute with the state government. They're pushing for improved wages, conditions and staffing levels. The Lyle McEwen was hit with similar strike action earlier this month. The CEO Sleepout is on tonight at the Adelaide Zoo on one of the coldest, wettest and longest nights of the year. More than 130 business and community leaders, including the Premier, will sleep outside in support of Vinnie's essay and those doing it tough. Donald Trump says he's ready to resume military action if Tehran fails to comply with a peace accord due to be signed tomorrow. Despite a US blockade which is still in force, 3 Iranian oil tankers have been able to pass through the Strait of Hormuz for the first time in months. The BBC's John Donnison.
Facing criticism from Israel and hawks within his own Republican Party, President Trump pushed back on the idea his deal made too many concessions to Iran. He said if Tehran didn't behave, the US would go right back to dropping bombs right smack in the middle of their head. To the surprise of some, the Memorandum of Understanding contains the lifting of oil and petrochemical sanctions on Iran with immediate effect, which will put billions of dollars back into the country's economy.
More than 300 Australian schools have been forced to return disability funding that wasn't directly spent on disabled children. Gabrielle Hodson explains.
The nationally consistent collection of data on school students with a disability, or NCCD, has been carrying out a $400 million compliance program that'll see schools lose funds meant to explicitly support children with additional learning needs. Hundreds of schools have been forced to pay back a total of $12 million over the last 4 years, and it's rattling families anxious about changes to the NDIS. News Corp says 350 schools were audited this financial year, with 112 unable to properly account for their money. That's up from 78 last year. Some schools claim the repayments are due to the complexity of the scheme and changing needs. Gabrielle Hodson reporting.
And Chinese researchers say they've discovered a link between sunlight exposure and dementia risk. A study found an average daytime light dose above 1,000 lux was associated with a 16% reduced risk of cognitive decline. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
And Adelaide's going to name it Side Rennie.
Yeah, and they're set to make several changes too, Kate, aren't they, for their team to take on Melbourne on Saturday, and that's despite recording back-to-back wins. Isaac Rankin and Taylor Walker are set to return, along with Mark Keane, who's played a couple of games in the Sandful. Port will also name its side to take on Collingwood at the MCG, with Josh Lai available after he missed last week through concussion. Well, the goals keep coming in the Soccer World Cup match between England and Croatia. It was all square at 2-2 heading into the second half before Jude Bellingham joined the score sheet.
Oh, it's a brilliant break. Jude Bellingham tells you all he's at the World Cup. England leads for a third time.
Audio there thanks to SBS. Yeah, England still leading 3-2 with about 20 minutes to play in the match. Earlier, the Republic of Congo held Portugal to a 1-1 draw. To Rugby League, Queensland has levelled up the State of Origin series at 1 game apiece after a runaway 44 to 24 point win. That was against New South Wales last night at the MCG. Spinners Joel Davis and Adam Zampa combined for 6 wickets to help Australia record a 4-wicket win against Bangladesh in their T20 clash. That was in Chattogram overnight. The home side was dismissed for 131, with Zampa and Davies taking 3 wickets apiece. Cooper Connolly then top scored with 47 as the Aussies chased down the target with 10 balls to spare. Meantime, the Aussie women also had a crushing 9-wicket win in their T20 World Cup match, which was also played against Bangladesh, albeit that one was played in Leeds in England. Kim Garth, Sophie Molyneux and Elise Perry took 2 wickets each as they restricted the Tigers to only 77. Georgia Vole then belted an unbeaten 45 as the Aussies chased down the target with more than 10 overs to spare. And another win for Aussie Alex de Minaur at Queen's, cruising into the quarterfinals there with a straight sets win. That was against Canada's Denis Shapovalov. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Rennie. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there, Torrensville, 2-car crash, Henley Beach Road near Marion Road causing delays. Works at Ashford to look out for, Anzac Holney Grove Avenue. Getting busy at Park Home due to those works, Oaklands Road near Parsons Grove, and early morning cameras to know Fitzroy Terrace, North Adelaide and Hackney Road in the Parklands. Get ahead of winter with Origin's comfy credit offer, plus enjoy rewards just for being a customer, like savings on shopping, fuel and more. Search Origin by June 30. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now to the 5AA forecast. Showers increasing today. We're heading for a top of 15 degrees. 15 again tomorrow with a very high chance of showers. And those showers will continue on Saturday, 15 degrees. And 14 the top and partly cloudy on Sunday. Right now it's 11 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Setting the agenda for South Australia. This is 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
8 after 7, good morning to you if you're joining us for the first time on this Thursday, the 18th of June. I can bring up to speed the most controversial thing in Adelaide right now is not Pauline Hanson's press club speech. It's not the Weather Bureau's forecasting ability following the small amount of rain we ended up getting yesterday. It's Emily Brand's GOATs list before 7 o'clock. There's a lot of feeling, a lot of feedback to the greatest of all time male sports people before the break. Ezekiel raises the issue that can you have 2 GOATs from one sport with Pele and Messi?
Well, yeah, that's true. They're mutually exclusive,
a definitional sort of issue.
Yep.
Ezekiel, thank you for that. A few people pointed out Don Bradman. It's a sort of a...
Yeah, he played a bit of cricket.
It's Emily's inbuilt pre-World War II bias. You know, she's just a blank spot. You know, Farlap didn't make it either.
Well, I don't think animals are eligible.
I agree with you, but I reckon there'll be lots of people that hate that. But I agree.
Horse racing is not a sport. I don't think it's a sport. I think it's a different thing.
Yeah, okay. 3-on-3 basketball's not a sport, but that's a whole other issue altogether. Matt Abraham's coming up after 7:30. We will talk a couple of big sports with Ryan Fitzgerald in a moment too.
Someone said Darren Jarman should be on it.
He's my GOAT, whoever said that. I don't know who texted that in, but he's my favourite of all time.
In her defence, I think Em said that, you know, from looking at this from a feminist perspective, so should Serena Williams have been on that list? Well, yeah, but then it becomes, okay, so what, you got 6 blokes and Serena Williams? You know,
well, I don't think there's been any criticism of the gendered element. It's just the absence of everyone's favourite.
We'll do the 7 female GOATs of sport tomorrow.
Okay, sure. All right, Ryan Fitzgerald coming up very shortly. Matt Abraham after 7:30. We're looking for good sledges against the Americans ahead of our clash on Saturday morning. 8223 000. You can text us on 0480 08 1395 as well. We have the Chekhov's wheel behind you at the moment, David. If you can give it a spin, it means that someone's going to wear a Care Alert smart watch. The number is 11. I don't think we've ever had number 11 before. This could be...
No, it doesn't ring any bells with me.
This could be a first. Number 11 corresponds with year 1936. We want a 90-year-old. Someone's celebrating a very
36.
significant milestone this year. Maybe they're already there. 1936. Berlin hosted the Olympic Games. It was a fairly memorable one, that one.
Was it ever?
Jesse James and
Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens. Jesse James. Jesse Owens.
I'm laughing in sympathy, Will, after learning out where Cape Verde is this week. Life's a constant learning experience, isn't it?
It is.
That wasn't an absence of knowledge on your part, as it was with me. It was a slip of the tongue. As per I'm going to put some Neutrogena onto the plants.
That was a slip of the tongue.
That was a slip of the tongue.
Let's talk about the big breaking news internationally overnight. That we have the detail now behind the 14-paragraph peace plan that the United States and Iran have. The Axios reporting they've signed it remotely, electronically. We know there's going to be an official signing in Switzerland. Michael Shoebridge has been poring over this, the Director of Strategic Analysis Australia. Michael, good morning. What stands out to you in terms of the text of this agreement?
Well, I think the $300 billion Peace and Reconstruction Fund that Iran is meant to get access to, and the fact that Israel might not be a party to this agreement, but the war in Lebanon and ending that is right in the middle of it.
We'll start with that fund, Michael. I saw last night when CNN broke the story at about 11 o'clock and got all this wording, and importantly, they said they got it not from the Iranian side, they got it from the US side, from US diplomatic sources, and it hasn't been denied by the White House. But $300 billion, that is an eye-watering figure, and the US seems to be hoping that other nations are going to chip in as well. Which nations are going to pay towards what most countries regard as a pretty unilateral and left-field attack by the US?
Yeah, well, that is an interesting point, but there is some reporting saying that a bunch of the Gulf state countries, so the Saudis, the UAE, Qatar, those kinds of countries will be major contributors, but also some Asian countries. South Korea got a mention.
Okay,
and
so there's a few.
I think South Africa. So, but it's corporate money. This won't be government money. And I suppose the carrot is maybe there's a financial return somewhere there.
Oh, so it's business that's going to pay?
Yep. So it's a business led reconstruction and investment fund, apparently. Just how that gets organised and run, no one's quite clear.
Yeah, right.
So Michael, just looking over the big elements of the 14 paragraph agreement. So it obviously commits to an end of the fighting. It commits to an end of the US naval blockade. The US has to withdraw troops from within the proximity, and whatever that means, of the Islamic Republic within 30 days. Iran has to open the Strait of Hormuz. The development fund we've touched on. All sanctions will be lifted on Iran, all sanctions, and Iran will commit to not pursuing a nuclear weapon. What's actually been achieved by the military action that was undertaken that wasn't already in place before it started?
Well, that's very hard to tell because Iran has said since the early 1970s that it wasn't pursuing a nuclear weapon.
Exactly the reason behind my question.
Yeah, whether we believe that or not, but them saying it is not new news. And on the nuclear program, that's all got to be agreed. There is a bit in there you will have seen about them agreeing at minimum to dilute their enriched uranium with IAEA inspection. But again, that had already happened with the Obama deal. So, yeah, nothing has come out of this that meets America's goals in a way that they weren't met better by the Obama deal that Trump left, and certainly before the war started.
Yeah, no, it's hard to see how things have improved other than the removal of, well, I don't know. I know that they changed the wording midstream during the conflict to say it's not about regime change, but they did knock off the original Ayatollah. But do you think there's a chance that the new regime has got even more public support because of the manner in which America conducted itself, Michael?
I do. I think there will have been a mixed effect. I think a bunch of Iranians will have rallied behind the regime because in war, that's what people tend to do. They wrap themselves in the flag. It's still a pretty repressive, nasty bunch, though. So there'll be plenty of opposition. But they're not the people with the guns, and they're not the people that will be saying they won this war against America and Israel.
Yeah, absolutely. Good analysis, Michael. Thank you. Michael Shoebridge, the Director of Strategic Analysis Australia. Did they use DocuSign to sign it?
Well, I was wondering that. The idea that they're sitting there somewhere in a palace in Tehran going, have you got the email yet?
Ayatollah, can you just check your... No, I might have gone to your junk folder. Just check junk. Yeah, no, sorry, it's in your spam folder.
Hey, do you reckon we could get the people that negotiated this deal to negotiate a result in the Socceroos clash on Saturday morning? Because I think they just give us 2-0. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Instead of, let us not go through the process. You've got what you want.
That's right.
Let's go to Manningham because Maria has called in, and that is significant because Maria was born in 1936. Maria, you've got a magnificent Care Alert smartwatch coming your way. It is a spectacular device. It'll give you and your family so much peace of mind. Congratulations to you, and good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Not at all, Maria. So tell us about your childhood, Maria. Did you grow up here in Australia?
No. I was 4 years old and I came with my mother and 3 other sisters by boat in 1950. We arrived in Melbourne, then came to Adelaide, and my dad was already waiting here. We built a little house. This was in Findon. And we went to one of the local Catholic schools, and we grew up, and we all did very well. And my parents could not read or write. And then when my children and my siblings' children, they did very well at school, they actually practically cried to have grandchildren that did university and actually did so well. But no, we worked hard. My husband was in the building trade. He was in the ornamental plasterworks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Maria, can I just... I hate to do this, but I don't think you're eligible to win this because you're clearly not 90 years old. There's no way known, Maria, that you're 90 years old.
No, I'm 80. I'm young.
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
You get it anyway. So, Maria, when you were saying you came out when you were a little girl, is that from? I'm presuming that's from Italy.
Yes, it's southern Italy on the boat, and I cried all the way here because I actually, when I heard that we were going somewhere along the way, I actually went and hid, and the whole town was looking for me. I went and hid because I wanted to stay with my grandmother.
Oh, wow. Were you from Calabria or Sicily?
Yes,
Calabria.
Yes,
Which town
a little town called Malacchio, and they actually are in the sort of archives. They've got the longest longevity. So many so many over 100.
Wow!
It's just that placid lifestyle.
Well,
the way they live, the way the food, olive. Mainly thing they do is olive, the olive grove, and the woman, that's what they do. They go out from morning to night picking olives when it's olive season.
Yeah, it's a good diet. That Mediterranean diet. And
yes, yeah.
Well documented, all the legumes and pulses and all the herbs. And especially the olive oil keeps you going forever. Well, congratulations, Maria. You've got a smartwatch coming your way, and big thanks to our good friends at Care Alert.
Love the steals, love the Care Alert smartwatch.
We do.
Did Maria just steal a smartwatch?
Well, God.
I have to ask the question,
David.
Times
I'm going to make 2 points here.
Yes, please.
There's times to be a stickler and there's times to let things just slide because she's a lovely, lovely lady.
But there might be some 90-year-old that's still slowly making their way towards the hardwired telephone.
If there is someone who actually is 90, 8223 0000, we'll put you to air, and I'm sure Mike and Darren won't mind. We'll give you a smart
Maria sounded lovely. I hope
second point
nothing but good things for her. But
far be it for me to judge somebody on the basis of them doing a sum wrong. If she thinks she was born in 1936, not 1946, good luck to her.
All right, okay. Just something strange happened. 20 minutes after 7. Let's.
Next up, we're going to be joined by an 8-year-old who goes to Prospect Primary School. He's just won a Care Alert Smart Dialer.
Ryan Fitzgerald's going to join us to talk about the big showdown that's happening this weekend. Let's check traffic. Thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Down. Display Suite open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
At Gilman, a 5-car collision on the Porter Expressway near Perkins Drive. Delays heading towards the port. Torresville, 2-car crash. Henley Beach Road near Marion Road. And we're slow for works at Ashford this morning. Anzac Highway, Grove Avenue. Cameras, Adams Road, Trot Park. And go on right now, Ilford Street at Vale Park. Absolutely everything is on sale at Freedom. Save up to 60% off store-wide. Plus, take a further 10% off all sale items. Must end soon, only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, the end of financial year Unlocked event has drive-away deals racing out the door. There's a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery right now. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next day servicing. But it won't last. So if you've been waiting, this is your moment. Get an end of financial year drive-away deal before it's gone. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
Use your outdoor area all year round with Luva House. They're the market leaders in transforming your outdoor space into a great entertainment area with an opening and closing roof.
A Luva House roof will let in the perfect combination of airflow and sunlight as you need it. Plus, you can use it night and day with options like LED lighting. It looks spectacular, actually, with the lighting. When the weather turns, automatic rain sensing technology keeps everything dry and protected.
These things that look so good, they add so much value to your house. They look amazing too, and you can see them in real life. Do what Will and I did. Go and visit the showroom, check it out yourself, and you'll get to meet Rod and the team too. They're such lovely, lovely people, and they're locals. Everything's made right here in SA from the highest quality materials, and it's distributed across Australia by this wonderful family-owned and operated business.
Call his team today to organise a free, no-obligation design, measure and quote. They'll even come to you. Bring your outdoor area to life with Luva House. Visit luvahouse.com.au.
If you're wondering where to have your Christmas party, look to the stars. December 11 or 12, Adelaide Convention Centre transforms into a shimmering, starlit celebration beneath a dazzling canopy of light. Enjoy a premium 3-course dinner, sparkling drinks and live entertainment. It's your chance to celebrate in style. Thank your clients or staff and let your team shine. Tables are limited, so book now for a starlit Christmas. Only at Adelaide Convention Centre.
For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At FIVEAA Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, FIVEAA Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for FIVEAA Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes after 7. The World Cup's been quite a spectacle, but I've enjoyed less watching England beat up on a group of elderly Croatian men this morning.
Yeah, I know. Look a bit past it, though, they're Croatian.
For Luka Modric, he's 40.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right.
Fitzgerald throws his left foot at it. It bounces. A goal! A goal!
Fitzy on 5AA Breakfast.
The Walco at the centre of SA's biggest cover-up with her incredibly good-looking Walco mesh pull cover. The Crows are looking incredibly good at the moment as well. Fitzy, good morning to you.
Sweet goodness, Pembo. Good morning, boys.
Have you recovered from the excitement of that win over Footscray last week, mate? What a game.
Oh, what a game. It's, I'm trying to think of when the last time we played such good footy as we have at the moment. And I think it was this time last year. Boys, the only thing I worry about, do you remember we went on an amazing run last year and then, unfortunately, just coming into the finals, we got a little bit tired. So I feel we're around the same mark, but I tell you what, you'd rather be playing good footy, that's for sure.
Where do you stand on the debate in footy at the moment, Fitzy, around Jordan Dawson? Is he the best player in the game?
Oh, by a mile. I think just his leadership. He's taken it to another level where he's organising the team, but also just carrying the team and taking them on his back. There's nothing better. Is there nothing better, boys, watching a player, a good player, whether it's your player or not, and when they're just in a zone, when you know their confidence is just through the roof, and he's just breaking tackles, he's taking marks. You know, the other thing with Dawes, you know, at the start of the year when he was having a shot from 50, you know, he probably kicked 60% of them. Now when he's on the run from outside 50, you know he's going to kick a goal every time. Like, it's just brilliant. It's so exciting to watch.
It is pretty amazing when you think about what him and his family have gone through in the last few months too. Like, there's just, it almost feels like football is his release in a way, and that might be weirdly something that is giving him such an extra level of intensity.
It blows my mind. It's the same when you talk to comedians sometimes, Pembo, where they say that the only place they feel safe is up on the stage in front of thousands of people.
Gee, it's weird, isn't it?
Who are looking at you, and it's it's exactly what Dawes does. I mean, it is his sanctuary, isn't it? It's where he can just go and he can relax and go out there and do what he does best.
Yeah. Hey, Fitzy, are you a soccer guy at all? I must admit, I've thrown myself into the World Cup, even though I'm not normally someone who passionately follows it. It's been hard to actually sort of fixate full-time on AFL for the last week now that this is underway.
To be honest with you, I thought the build-up to the first game against Turkey was not many people knew about it. I don't know if you boys felt the same, but then all of a sudden, as soon as Irakunda kicked that first goal, everybody was just on their phones and
it was crazy
into it again. So now we're straight back into it. It just reminds me of the Matildas and that France game, and then all of a sudden it just gives you something to watch. So there's going to be so many people waking up early on Saturday morning.
Yeah, no, it's going to be massive. Hey, mate, we'll get into the tips. So tonight, this will be big. Freo and Geelong.
Oh, yeah, this is going to be a great game. It's at Fremantle, so it's over at Optus Stadium. I'm going to go the Dockers. That's going to be a long trip for Geelong and very tough to beat them. They're playing some great footy, so the Dockers will win that game.
Gold Coast and the Hawks?
That's up at Gold Coast. So I think they'll bounce back at some stage. I'm actually going to go to the Gold Coast to win at home against the Hawks.
Then the Crows and the Demons on Saturday, are they?
Yeah, Crows at home. They'll win that one.
Giants, Carlton?
Giants will win that. That's at NG Stadium, so they'll win at home as well.
Now, very unconvincing Collingwood playing Port at the MCG Saturday.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a close game, but, Collingwood at the MCG are very hard to beat, so I'll go the Pies.
Then this absolute showpiece match, Richmond versus North Melbourne.
The first game on a Sunday. North Melbourne will win that game at the MCG.
And the Saints and the Dogs.
I'm going to go the Dogs to beat St Kilda, boys.
Good on you, mate. We'll do it again next week. Fitzy, thank you, mate.
Ryan Fitzgerald, all thanks to Walco, who are at the centre of SA's biggest cover-up with their incredibly good-looking Walco mesh pull cover.
Now, a couple of people are saying, has Fitzy injured his mouth or does he have a lisp? No, there's this weird thing when, is it calling through Zoom or something like that? It makes you sound like Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, it often...
it's weird.
If the strength of the connection's not great, it'll stretch out the sound.
Yeah, but rest assured...
Maybe that was what was going on.
Fitzy has not turned into Elmer Fudd. He sounds exactly as he does to us only not when he's using that bit of technology.
5AA News time. Matt Abraham coming up on the other side of the break as we will determine the week's biggest louver.
Saturday the 20th of June, the boots of cars across South Australia are about to get a lot heavier. The Bleasdale Wine Warehouse sale is back. Hot pricing on award-winning reds, whites, bubbles, fortifieds, clean skins, export labels, end of vintage runs. 9 till 2, Saturday 20th of June at Bleasdale Winery Car Park, Langhorne Creek. Only an hour's scenic drive from Adelaide CBD. Grab this opportunity to explore the region and fill your boot with great savings on incredible wines. Bring the trailer.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers increasing today. We're heading for a top of 15 degrees with the 7:30 news. Good morning. I'm Kate Collins.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
A group of teenagers aged 13 to 15 have been arrested after allegedly stealing and crashing a car in the northern suburbs. Police spotted a Mazda sedan in Smithfield driving at high speed at 4:30 this morning. A short time later, the sedan crashed into a fence on the median strip on Main North Road, with the 5 suspects running off. Police arrested 3 14-year-old boys, a 15-year-old girl and 13-year-old boy without incident. Senior Sergeant Jade Hill says they've all been charged with numerous offences, including illegal use of a motor vehicle.
When police searched the car, it will be alleged 2 knives were located, and checks on the Mazda showed it had been stolen from a Brighton home overnight. We ask anyone who witnessed the incident or has CCTV footage or dashcam footage which may assist this investigation to contact Crime Stoppers.
Police are investigating after a suspicious house fire at Smithfield Plains. Crews were called to Crittenden Road at 11:45 to find the house fully ablaze and work to extinguish the fire, but not before the house was extensively damaged. Fire Corps investigators believe the fire was deliberately lit and are asking anyone with information to call Crime Stoppers. More showers are expected today and tomorrow before they'll clear over the weekend, but temperatures are down with the cold front now here. The mercury won't rise over 15 for the next few days. Ursula Connor from the Bureau says the hills copped some rain over the last 24 hours.
Most of the higher falls were in the hills there. We did see 20 millimetres at Inglewood and, down towards sort of Mount Lofty in that area. Most places picking up between 10 and 15 millimetres. Through the city itself, most places between sort of 5 and 10 millimetres. West Terrace itself picking up 5 millimetres.
Stop work action by SA nurses and midwives is continuing today. They've walked off the job at Flinders as part of their ongoing campaign for better wages and conditions. The action will last 24 hours and follows similar action at the Lyle McEwen earlier this month. The federal government is accusing Pauline Hanson of only having a plan for division, chaos and cuts. The One Nation leader used her speech to the National Press Club to outline several long-held positions such as abolishing climate policy and cutting migration. She also suggested Australia should be a monoculture and vowed a complete overhaul of industrial relations. Labor Minister Murray Watt has told Today the ideas from the minor parties so far would make people's lives harder.
I lost count of the number of different targets she's got with her plan. She's coming after workers, she's coming after people who use childcare, she's coming after migrants, she's coming after the ABC. You can't govern a country if all you're about is hating other people and taking other people on. You've actually got to have a plan to take the country forward.
The United States has released the official text of its ceasefire deal with Iran, set to be signed today in Geneva. It includes an American commitment to remove sanctions on the Iranian regime in exchange for Tehran down-blending its nuclear-enriched material. Donald Trump says this is their last chance.
If I don't like it, if they don't behave, we'll go right back to dropping bombs right smack in the middle of their head, okay? Because they've misbehaved for 47 years.
And Australians travelling to Europe will be able to transit through Middle Eastern airports without jeopardising their travel insurance cover. The Australian government has eased restrictions on travel through the region to reconsider your need to travel from the blanket "do not travel." Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
And the Power need a win, Rennie.
Yeah, they do, and they want to start winning those close ones, don't they, Kate? They lost another tight one to Sydney by 3 points on the weekend. Midfielder Jace Burgoyne telling Rowie and Timmy G they are getting a lot right, but need to find a way to get those wins.
To have another one obviously is a bit disheartening, but at least we know we're on the right track, and teams are reversing that. It's been close with a pretty good teams in the top 8, so we take confidence away from the games, and but hopefully we can just finish one soon would be nice.
The Power travel to the MCG to take on Collingwood on Saturday night, while the Crows host Melbourne on Saturday afternoon. Well, Maroon star Sam Walker has been awarded Player of the Match following the team's stunning win over New South Wales. Walker was brought in to Game 1, replacing the injured Tom Dearden. Sam says his biggest focus was getting the win.
Really special, I guess. Obviously more stoked about the win, and it probably hasn't quite set in, but eventually it'll be something pretty cool. But for now, we've got a job to do in a couple of weeks.
Queensland winning Game 2, 44-24. The series now level at 1-1. Let's go to soccer. England has started its World Cup campaign in style, recording a 4-2 win against Croatia. Scores were locked at 2-2 at half-time, but the Three Lions found another 2 goals. Marcus Rashford with the sealer late on.
It's a brilliant break. Jude Bellingham tells you all he's at the World Cup. England leads for a third time.
Yeah, and that was Jude Bellingham who scored the 3rd goal. Audio there thanks to SBS. And Australia's women have recorded a 2nd win at the T20 World Cup, belting Bangladesh by 9 wickets in Leeds to move to 2nd in their group. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Thanks, Tommy. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there at Gilman. Got a nasty 5-car collision. It's on the Porter Expressway heading towards Port Adelaide. Really big delays in all directions through there at the moment. Another multi-car collision to look out for. This one's at Ottaway today, Green Junction Road near Eastern Parade. And a 2-car smash getting cleaned up at Torrensville this morning, Henley Beach Road near Marion Road. Camera, Melbourne Street, North Adelaide. Dry July starts soon. Go alcohol-free for 31 days this July and raise funds for cancer support. Do good, feel good. Sign up now at dryjuly.com. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now to the 5AA forecast. Showers increasing today. We're heading for a top of 15. 15 again tomorrow with a very high chance of showers. And those showers will continue into Saturday. 15 also the top. 14 degrees and partly cloudy on Sunday. Right now we're sitting on just 10 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot. You can rely on Red Spot to keep Aussie airport rentals fair. We're the only car rental company who have kept our prices low during the fuel crisis. And we're the only Aussie-owned and operated choice in major airport terminals all over the country. Experience the local service that saw us named Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. For a deal you can rely on, book your next rental direct at redspot.com.au today or call 1300 66 8810. Red Spot.
1-800-Medicare, you're speaking with a registered nurse. How can I help?
Hi, my daughter's got a fever that's not going down. I'm not sure what to do.
My GP's not available on weekends, so I don't know who to call.
The internet says it could be a few different things.
Ask 1-800-Medicare for free, non-emergency health advice, 24/7 from registered nurses, connecting you to the right care for your health concern. Call 1-800-633-422. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Go Vita, your local health food shops. With 40 years health and wellness experience and over 300 natural health practitioners specialising in you.
Hi, I'm Natasha from Go Vita Fairview Green. Try Best of the Bone grass-fed broth concentrate. Slow-cooked 48 hours from 100% grass-fed beef bones. Supports gut health, joints, skin and recovery. 390 grams, save 20%, now just $26.40.
Go Vita, Colonnades, Fairview Green, Marion, Mount Barker, Semaphore and Tanunda.
Now at Harvey Norman half yearly clearance, save $300 on Electrolux 12 kilo Ultimate Care washer, now just $988. Save over $1,500 on Hisense 100-inch high QLED TV, now $3,491. Save $600 on Motorola Edge 60 Pro, now $597. And save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. Hot deal on Sealy Posturepedic Ash-Free Firm Queen mattress, only $1,399. And Keanu 5-piece fabric modular sofa, amazing value, $1,997. Harvey Norman clearance on now.
Hi, Rodney Jane here. Bob Jane T-Mart's end of financial year Price Buster sale is now on, and the savings are huge. Get a massive 35% off selected Pirelli tyres, plus 35% off selected Kumho tyres. Buy 3 selected tyres and get the 4th tyre free. Plus get up to $200 instant cashback on selected tyres. No one beats our best tyre price guarantee. At Bob Jane T-Mart's, we'll look after you.
T's and C's apply. Moving out. Moving in. New job. First paycheck. Popping the question. Building your future. Having a baby. Having another baby. Needing a reno. Life happens fast. That's why with Bendigo Bank you can open an account in just minutes right from your phone. With no monthly fees and 24/7 fraud protection, we're bigger for banking that suits you every day. Find us in the App Store today to open your account. Bendigo Bank. The better big bank. Eligibility criteria, terms and conditions and other fees apply.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
20 minutes to 8, a little bit later in the morning, we're going to be chatting with James Rain of Australian Crawl fame, because Australian Crawl are getting back together and they're coming to Adelaide in the early part of next year. We'll tell you how you can get tickets and talk a little bit about that reformation. It's been 40 years in the making. 40 years since they last all played together, 1986.
Geez, that ages you, doesn't it? I can remember exactly where I was. I was at CC Records in the Marion Shopping Centre when it was much, much smaller in about, I reckon, 1984 when I bought their live album Phalanx. Funny you remember exactly where you were when you bought things.
Well, you do. I wouldn't have a clue. Matt Abraham's in the 5AA Breakfast studio. If you'd like to tune in, remember you can do so by going to YouTube and Facebook. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au.
I was, I'm bugging it. This is Democracy Manifest.
They're eating the dogs. I tell you what, any boss who sacks anyone for not turning up today is a bum.
Matt's.
It's real louver weather outside and in Canberra. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House. Matt, good morning to you.
Buenos dias, Will y David. That's all I can do.
Buenos dias, Mateo.
Mateo.
Mateo. You are Mateo in Spanish. Will is Guillermo.
Oh.
I am David.
Oh, yeah, David. I like the way they do that.
Pat is Patricio.
What's Will? What is it?
Guillermo.
Oh.
Guillermo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mouthful, that one.
Yeah. How'd they get that from William?
I'm not sure. There's a lot of names like that. It's like Pareskevi in Greek is Betty.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Vasily is Bill. I suppose it's what their saints are. They just translate the name of the saint.
Saint Matthew. I like that.
San Mateo.
Now back to Australia before you depart us.
How do you think the Sanchez government's going? More left wing than the Albanese government, crikey.
Well, it can't be more left wing than the Albanese.
No, I know it is big time.
Oh wow,
big time.
Is it more competent than the Albanese government?
Oh, actually, you know what? Okay, so the political landscape in Spain right now is you've got a left-leaning national government, then you've got a traditional sort of centre-right, their Liberal Party equivalent, the Christian Democrats, falling dramatically in the polls at the hands of a new party called Vox, which means voice, which is a hard right party saying stop immigration. Spain is losing its identity, and Vox is surging in the polls at the detriment of the traditional Liberal Party equivalent. It is exactly the same as Australia.
So in terms of the political landscape, there are a lot of parallels.
Yeah.
As we saw in the press club yesterday. One of the remarkable things to me when we talk about the media establishment, I suppose, Pauline Hanson has been on the landscape as a national figure and a politician for 30 years. And this is the first time she's been asked to speak at the press club. 30 years. And it's, I find that I find that extraordinary that you can have somebody who's been bagged basically by, I suppose, a large part of the body politic, both sides, for almost all that time, scrutinised by the media, et cetera, has never been invited to speak at the press club. When you have some of the people who they bowl up at the press club, you look at it, it's like fall asleep in your
it's cure for insomnia.
French onion soup or whatever you get there. So, it's just remarkable to me. And yesterday, she would have disappointed a lot of her opponents. It was a strong performance from her. And a lot of people have written this morning, the journos, they made idiots of themselves. I didn't think so. I thought the questioning was fair. I thought it was polite. I didn't think there was anything outrageous about Sarah Martin, who's a former advertiser, former Australian, now with The Guardian.
Sarah, for people that watched that and were very upset with Sarah Martin's line of questioning, Sarah's been asking questions like that to politicians of every persuasion her entire career.
Yeah.
That's what she does.
She's first late. Yeah. You don't want Sarah digging around your backyard. Let me put it like that.
The issue, though, obviously, was that silly protest, wasn't it?
Of course.
And which wasn't done by a journalist. It was done by the half-wits at Get Up. They claim responsibility for it.
So that was this is the banner that unfurled just behind her to off to one side, saying that she took a $100,000 pay rise. Well, that was an automatic pay rise because they achieved party status with the required number of MPs, just as will happen here if One Nation becomes the official opposition with one more MP in the lower house. So that went up. Now, that was apparently fired off remotely. It was put in. Where the hell is the security with the press club? You've got a leader of a party now the most popular party in Australia, and also the preferred prime minister in Australia, according to News Poll and the Resolve poll and the Age, two big polls. These somebody can come in the day beforehand, erect this thing. Like it's a banner? What do you walk it? What are you carrying? It
had a mechanism in it as well.
Yeah,
it wasn't like it was just a rolled-up piece of paper.
Well, they just have the old fluoro jackets and a clipboard or something, just doing a safety check. Stick it up, and then somebody fires it off. Well, that could have been a bomb. I'm not saying Get Up would do that with a bomb, but I'm just saying, technically, if your security so lax that you can allow that to happen, well, you're putting, a leader of what is now the official opposition, or the unofficial opposition, I suppose, in huge danger from the lunatic. There are a lot of lunatics who absolutely hate her.
I think, too, can you remember going to the press club when you were based in Canberra, Matt? Did you go there a few times?
Yeah.
I went there a bit. When there's events on, obviously there's hundreds of people and there's a speaker and all the cameras there and everything else, but on any other day of the week, my vague memories of it, because it's not near Parliament House. Like it's a reasonable distance away in. Is it? Yeah. Is it Braddon? Is that what the suburb's called? But the only people who are there during the day normally are just a couple of old drunks sitting in the corner. Like there's no one there. Like it's like this weird club.
Yeah, I know.
And there were only ever like real old guard, hard drinking journos who were there. There were some 8-ball tables.
Classic.
But it was just real 1970s vibe. So. Someone might have just walked in and there would have been two old blokes and a barman there.
Well, you think this will be the last
attention.
time. This has to be different. Cameron Radman, who we spoke to earlier in the program, made the point. The contrast is on the day, it's swarming with security. Yeah. He said it was the most lockdown event he can remember being to at the press club in a long time.
But not the day before.
But not the day before. That's going to change. Didn't the whole thing, beyond the security element of it and to the politics of it, didn't the whole situation underscore the fact that no one has yet worked out how to lay a glove on One Nation? It was a totally ineffective protest as well.
Yeah, of course.
The substance of it, about the minimum wage and so forth, I don't think a single One Nation person went, hang on, what?
Exactly.
And no one was upset. And it's this sort of the old world of politics meeting the new reality of One Nation, and there's not yet been a single effective attack line about One Nation's rise in the last 6 months.
That's right. And quite the opposite when we saw the Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, the Labor Party, launched this fund to rattling the can for $27 a donation. Don't want to set the bar too high, to raise money to counter One Nation. And the response by One Nation followers was $4 million in about 4 or 5 days. $4 million. And apparently the average contribution is about $68, $70. It's mind-boggling, the response to that, and embarrassing for the government, who apparently at the last count, I think, had raised about, well, one report I read said about $27,000. You know, and you then had Anthony Albanese saying, did she, when asked about the money. And
they proved they did.
They put out an order to put out the results. So what we're seeing is a party that's incredibly agile. It's regarded as they're regarded as sort of these right-wing fossils, but they are a very agile party now. They seem to be able to move very quickly.
And they spent a mozza last night. So we watched we had State of Origin on in the background. I was juggling children, but when State of Origin started, and this is what the AFL Grand Final equivalent.
Yeah,
often gets even more viewers than the AFL Grand Final. The opening ad was the Fire the Liar ad on Channel 9 last night. And it's a long ad and it's a slick ad. And as you say, Matt, it's not some clunky old sort of, Ronioed pamphlet sort of vibe thing or some piece to camera. It's really cleverly edited, and they've got clip after clip and quote after quote of Albo ruling out everything that he's now done.
It's the most effective attack campaign on Anthony Albanese in his time as Prime Minister, is it not?
Yeah, and it is going to hurt. As Phil Curry said to you guys earlier in the week, Phil from the Fin Review, if Fire the Liar, if the liar tag sticks, and you'd have to say it has now, it's going to be very damaging. It will be damaging. It's hard to shake.
It's a great point you make about the perception of these sort of old right-wing fossils, maybe ideologically, but certainly not in terms of how the political apparatus operates. And I'm thinking too, they've had the most effective old-fashioned old media campaign, but I reckon they've had the most effective online campaign or series now for a while with the Pauline Hanson cartoon.
Yeah.
The Liberal Party would kill to have something that had cut through like that.
Well, they apparently went to the outfit that puts that together and wanted to buy it. In other words, get them to do theirs, do one for them, an equivalent. And they said no. They kept doing it. And if you look at that Pauline Hanson cartoon, like it's naff, but
but it's cut for it's worked.
Yeah,
yeah.
And meanwhile, and this is still tactically the biggest hope that Labor has got is. And even though One Nation's clearly a threat to Labor as well, and particularly I think in Victoria, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens there. And there's no doubt that if they keep going at this rate, they'll definitely take seats off Labor, maybe force them into minority government in the next federal election. But amid all of this Hanson talk, where's Angus Taylor?
Yeah.
He can't get any air at all.
Yeah.
He's become irrelevant.
I was watching last night. You know how you doom scroll and stuff comes up on whatever, Twitter, and then stuff comes up on Facebook. And, so there'll always be something about a new Mercury outboard for me that comes up. But there's this Tom Panos, a real estate guy. I played a little grab from him earlier. He does all these lectures and stuff. I think you've had him involved in the station.
We've interviewed him before.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy. He's in London at the moment. He's walking around, does these sort of just pieces of camera, he films himself, and he said, Anthony Albanese, he's one of those guys, he's visible and then he's invisible. It's like you're in a hotel with a bad Wi-Fi signal. And then and then he said, Angus Taylor, it's like listening to one spreadsheet talk to another spreadsheet. And I'm there, how perfect. And he said, there's Pauline Hanson in her cardigans and different outfits, not sort of more Joy Reen than sort of DJs, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
And, apparently Gina Reinhardt's clothing brand now. But there she is. So there is an authenticity there and an ability to communicate, but it's also now, for the first time, being underwritten by a very, very fast operating, slick backroom operation.
All right, let's check traffic. We'll come back and rate the biggest louver of the week in just a moment. Thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Town. The display suite's open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Morning there at Gilman, a nasty 5-car collision. It's on the Porter Expressway near Perkins Drive. Really big delays heading towards the port. Otway, multi-car crash, Grand Junction Road near Eastern Parade. Another smash at Jepp's Cross, this one too on Grand Junction Road, just near Bryans Road. And got early morning camera, McGill Road, McGill. Harris Car Friends exclusive 20 to 50% off store-wide sale is on now. Excludes clearance and gift cards. See conditions online. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
For over 50 years, they've been building quality homes here. So whether your block's the size of Adelaide Oval or the Gold Square, if you're looking to build, look no further than Sterling Homes and get the home ground advantage today.
A smashed or damaged windscreen can happen in a heartbeat, but it does get worse if you don't go to your local Complete Windscreens to get it fixed. You could be waiting weeks, and look, that's not on. Complete Windscreens has windscreens and glass for all makes and models in stock right now with 15 technicians standing by to get you back on the road. You don't need to wait. Tell your insurance company you want Complete Windscreens on the job, completewindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala.
There's a better way to choose your next car. Not bumper to bumper, but vineyard to vineyard. Come to Barossa Auto Group and test drive Ford, Volkswagen, Honda or Kia, where the road opens up. And the drive means everything. Take a country test drive. We'll even buy you lunch to make a day of it. T's and C's apply. Barossa Auto Group, Tanunda and Nuri Utpa.
One blood donation can save up to 3 lives. The power's in your veins. Make the most of it and book a donation today. Lifeblood. Life is the reason.
Now, some of South Australia's great success stories started life in a backyard shed, and Olympic Industries is one of them.
What started as a South Australian family business is now one of the state's leading names in sheds, garages and outdoor storage, built for Australian conditions and built to last.
For decades, they've been helping South Australians create practical, durable spaces at home, whether it's for work, storage or a functional outdoor area. And right now, there's a sale across the entire range. So if your backyard needs an upgrade, now's the time to act.
With a wide range of designs and options, you can create a space that works for you for now and into the future. Visit one of the Olympic Industries Inspiration Centres at Para Hills, Paraka, Clarence Gardens or Old Ranella, or you can simply head to olympicindustries.com.au. Olympic Industries, built to last.
If you need a reason to head out no matter what the weather, here it is, the new beer garden at the Mosaic Hotel. Big screens, plenty of heaters, pizza, steak, good friends and all your favourites on tap. Settle in for lunch, catch the sports action, or take advantage of the great weekly dinner specials. If you're up for a different kind of round, have a hit at X-Golf upstairs. It's all in the new beer garden at the Mosaic Hotel, Footy Park Precinct, West Lakes.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
Matt Abraham in the 5AA Breakfast studio with us. Enjoy your outdoor area all year round with an opening and closing roof. Designed, manufactured and installed locally by Louver House. Should we rate some Louver House action over the course of the week?
Let's open a few Louvers. Matt. Okay, now Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen has not quit and has not been challenged yet, even though the person most likely, Deputy Ben Carroll, her deputy, was touted as doing that. But they had a press conference together, which led to this, what I regard as an exquisitely awkward moment.
Are you going to try and get the Premier's job tomorrow?
No.
Are you going to ask her to step aside?
No.
Can you look her in the eye and say that?
I can look you in the eye and say that, Premier.
It was.
Close the louvers.
Close the louvers on that one.
Yeah.
Oh,
me in the eye.
a very 2 louvers. We just give that 2 louvers.
2 louvers.
Mats. Now, this is the Shadow Treasurer, Tim Wilson, with Labor frontbencher Amanda Rishworth, South Australia's own, on having a civilised, well, the end of a civilised, inverted commas, debate on telly, morning brekkie telly.
You're now ramming this through the Parliament and refusing to even hear their voice. At what point are Australians get to have their say about this?
It's still running hot. It's still running hot.
Well, I mean, Amanda needs to get a breathalyser. I mean, this is just we need a reality check on what's happened.
Now, can I just say, first of all, Amanda Rishworth was stone cold sober, as I would expect her to be. But secondly, if anyone would drive you to drink, it'd be Tim Wilson.
Excellent.
7 louvers.
7 louvers.
That's big. To Tim Wilson.
So he's the week's biggest louver.
He's the week's biggest louver.
There you go. Who said they can't get any cut through?
Exactly.
Finally.
There you go.
Finally. This could be the start of the whole turnaround.
We'll catch you next week.
Or not.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Showers increasing for Adelaide today. We're heading for a top of 15 degrees. With the 8 o'clock news, good morning. I'm Kate Collins.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
The number of people whose lives have ended on South Australian roads has risen to 53 after the death of a pedestrian in Mount Gambier yesterday. The incident occurred just before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon on Jubilee Highway West. Senior Sergeant Jade Hill says they're seeking witnesses.
Sadly, the pedestrian, a 68-year-old Mount Gambier man, died at the scene. Major crash are investigating the circumstances surrounding the crash, and we ask anyone who witnessed this incident or who may have dash cam or CCTV footage which may assist the investigation, they're asked to call Crime Stoppers.
5 youths are facing court after crashing an allegedly stolen car in Smithfield at 4:30 this morning. Police spotted a Mazda sedan travelling at high speed on Yulee and Main North roads before it crashed into a fence on the median strip. The 5 suspects arrested after running from the scene. When police searched the car, 2 knives were allegedly located. Checks on the Mazda showed it had been stolen from a Brighton home overnight. Police are investigating after a suspicious house fire at Smithfield Plains. Crews called to Crittenden Road at 11:45 to find the house fully ablaze. Nick Meester from the MFS says the fire was intense.
Fire crews were met with a fully involved structure fire with flames bursting through the roof leading towards roof collapse in the centre of the building. A total of 23 firefighters from 6 fire appliances attended and worked towards extinguishing the fire using a defensive strategy to prevent the fire from spreading to neighbouring properties.
The anticipated rain bomb didn't affect Adelaide too much yesterday, with around 5 millimetres of rain in the city. It was wetter in the hills, though, with Inglewood through to Mount Lofty copping around 20 mils. Ursula Connor from the Weather Bureau says conditions will improve today ahead of more showers.
So most of the day, the conditions be okay and pretty clear. A bit of cloud starting to build through the afternoon and evening. And then we see our next trough feature moving through the Adelaide area into this evening. So starting to see those showers increase again, and that'll put us in a much more south to southwesterly flow tomorrow.
2 people have been charged in Adelaide alongside a UK actress in Sydney over a failed attempt to import 320 kilograms of methamphetamine into Australia. Federal police say an investigation was launched after anomalies were detected in shipping containers from Ghana. It's understood actress Emma Hussin is due to face court in Sydney. Federal police are looking into the protest stunt during the One Nation Leader's address to the National Press Club. Activist group Get Up has since claimed responsibility for the incident, which saw a banner unfurled behind Pauline Hanson. The Press Club has referred the matter to the AFP. Speaking on Today, National Senator Bridget McKenzie is among those critical of the behaviour.
I think Get Up absolutely wins the most stupid political stunt of the year. Close second would be Albo's own goal on fundraising. I think a lifetime ban is a bit too much, but I think the National Press Club is an important platform for political leaders.
The leaders of the United States and Iran have now signed a memorandum of understanding aimed at ending the Middle East conflict. The 60-day agreement was due to be signed at an official ceremony in Switzerland on Friday. The White House and Iranian state media have confirmed it's been endorsed early. And the tourism industries welcomed the decision to ease restrictions on transiting through Middle Eastern hubs in Qatar and the UAE. Dean Long at the Australian Travel Industry Association says it'll open up travel to Europe, which has stalled recently.
We'll probably see more people travelling back through the Middle East, but for the most part, people will be paying a little bit less than what they were if they're choosing to go through Asia at the moment.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Good morning, Rennie.
And to you as well, Kate. It is selection night for the Crows and Port Adelaide ahead of their round 15 matches. Isaac Rankin and Taylor Walker look set to return for Adelaide to take on Melbourne, while defender Mark Keane could also come in after spending 2 weeks in the Sandful. The Power are a chance to bring back young defender Josh Lai after he missed last week through concussion. The round kicks off tonight with Fremantle hosting Geelong. Meantime, Gold Coast coach Damien Hardwick has rejected reports he has a strained relationship with his players. The Suns have lost 3 straight games, leaving them in 9th spot ahead of a Friday night clash with Hawthorn at People First Stadium. There was a record crowd of more than 91,000 people at the MCG last night as Queensland kept the Rugby League State of Origin series alive with a thumping 44-24 point win over New South Wales. To soccer now, England's World Cup campaign's off to a smooth start, recording a 4-2 win against Croatia. Captain Harry Kane bagged a brace, while Jude Bellingham and Marcus Rashford also scored. The Rashford goal wrapping up the 3 points.
And here is Rashford eyeing up the chance. Marcus Rashford! That's the game for England. 85th minute.
They look very potent. Audio thanks to SBS. Earlier, Congo and Portugal played out a 1-1 draw. Well, it was a good night for Australian cricket. Australia's women with a crushing 9-wicket win in the T20 World Cup against Bangladesh, while the men also beat Bangladesh by 4 wickets in a separate T20 clash. Aussie Alex de Minaur was into the quarterfinals of the Queen's Club Tennis Tournament following a convincing straight sets win. That was against Canada's Denis Shapovalov. And the third major golf tournament of the year is less than 12 hours away from teeing off in New York, with Scotty Scheffler the favourite to take it out. There are 5 Aussies in the tournament, including Cam Smith and Adam Scott, who's set to play his 100th consecutive major. Amazing achievement that, Kate. That is the 5AA Sport.
Thanks so much, Rennie. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Got a nasty 5-car collision at the moment at Gilman. It's on the Porter Expressway in Perkins Drive. Horrendous delays heading towards the port this morning. Avoid it if you can. Not making things any better, here's another 2-car collision. This one's at Ottaway Green Junction Road near Eastern Parade, and we're very slow South Road through Edwardstown. Getting busy, Brighton Road, Brighton, with a camera, Ascot Avenue, Vale Park. Absolutely everything is on sale at Freedom. Save up to 60% off store-wide, plus take a further 10% off all sale items. Must end soon, only at Freedom. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
And now to the 5AA forecast. Showers increasing today. We're heading for a top of 15 degrees. 15 again tomorrow with a very high chance of showers. And those showers will continue into Saturday, also 15. 14 and partly cloudy on Sunday. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Get ahead of winter with comfy credits from Origin. Move with Origin and you could get up to $200 in bill credits. That's $100 for natural gas and $100 for electricity, keeping you comfy and in control this winter. That's all kinds of useful. Search Origin today. New and moving residential customers only. Sign up by 30th of June and stay until 30th of June. Bill credit includes GST. T's and C's and eligibility apply.
Living with diabetes? Ditch finger pricks with Freestyle Libre, the wearable sensor that monitors glucose levels straight to your phone. Trial it now for only $15 at freestylelibre.com.au. T's and C's apply. Follow directions for use.
You don't have to be an elite athlete to suffer from tennis elbow or frozen shoulder or carpal tunnel syndrome or other painful musculoskeletal conditions. In fact, many of these injuries can be caused by simple everyday activities, from using tools to gardening or even assembling furniture.
I was out at SportsMed the other day. My mum had a routine procedure there, and I'll tell you what, it is just a stunning setup. Today on the 5AA Interactive Lounge with Stacey Lee, doctors from SportsMed will be on air separating fact from fiction and answering your questions about common sporting and lifestyle injuries.
And this is the great thing about the interactive lounges on 5AA, because if you prefer, they can answer your questions confidentially off air as well. So catch that 5AA Interactive Lounge with the doctors from SportsMed today with Stacey Lee. You can simply call in on 8223 0055.
Retirement should be about holidays or buying the fancy biscuits. AFM Wealth Strategy helps people enjoy retirement without the constant fear of running out. Their independent advice shows you how your money can last your lifetime, living well along the way. For a worry-free retirement, you need to plan now. Get in touch with AFM Wealth Strategy, an authorised representative of Independent Financial Advisors Australia. AFSL 464629.
Steinborner Automotive in Gawler, Barossa and Clare has always been well worth the trip, especially with their end of financial year sale on over 500 new, used and demo cars, including a great range of Hyundai Hybrid Kona, Hybrid Tucson and Hybrid Santa Fe at heavily reduced prices. Plus, they're offering an additional $1,500 trade-in bonus on all trade-ins. Head to Steinborner Hyundai in Nuriutpa or view the whole range at steinborner.com.au. Steinborner Automotive. It's well worth the trip.
Now at Harvey Norman half-yearly clearance, save $300 on Electrolux 12-kilo Ultimate Care washer, now just $988. Save over $1,500 on Hisense 100-inch high QLED TV, now $3,491. Save $600 on Motorola Edge 60 Pro, now $597. And save up to 30% on Windows 11 computers. Hot deal on Sealy Posturepedic Ash-Free Firm Queen mattress, only $1,399. And Keanu 5-piece fabric modular sofa, amazing value, $1,997. Harvey Norman clearance on now.
It's the sale of the year at Derringer's Music. Starting out, getting back into it, or a seasoned pro. Derringer's end of financial year sale is a chart topper. You'll save store-wide on all things Yamaha. Guitars, electric drums, keyboards, amps, PAs, DJ gear, lighting and all the accessories you'll ever need. And if it's not discounted, just ask for a deal. Derringer's end of financial year sale on now. Derringer's and Yamaha, your local support act. derringers.com.au.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
11 after 8, breaking 8 coming up in just a moment. Bit of a music theme over the course of the last hour this morning. If you hear the theme of Knowles Caravans at any point in time, you can win a $100 Knowles Caravan voucher. Knowles Caravans Winter Clearance Madness is on now. Save on a range of premium vans. Salisbury Highway, Greenfields. Also, James Rain is going to be on the program. Australian Crawl getting back together after 40 years, and they're coming to Adelaide. We'll tell you where and how you can get tickets a little bit later.
I've got one weird question for James Rain. It's something it's always fascinated me. I'm going to get to the bottom of that. It's about one of their songs that is probably one of their lesser-known songs. I think it's one of their better songs. It's called Unpublished Critics, and it sounds uncannily like one of the biggest-selling songs of all time, written years later by one of the biggest bands of all time.
Oh, intriguing. I tell you what else has a bit of intrigue about it, the World Cup of South Australia. That's going to continue in the next 15 minutes. Getting stopped by a lot of people at the moment asking who I think is going to win. We have no control.
I saw the police commissioner yesterday with Rennie. Tom did a fantastic job, as did the commissioner, at a pretty harrowing but important lunch for Police Legacy. The commissioner mentioned Police Legacy on the program yesterday. It's an organisation well worth donating to. Some of the stories we heard yesterday about women whose husbands died in the line of duty, the impact it's had on their kids. But had a quiet chat to the commissioner, and he's let's just say he's bracing himself for a potential head-to-head clash with Tony Modra, and he reckons the smart money's on the former Peter Shearer model.
The Tony Modra doesn't have an army of... He doesn't have a department in the state government to mobilise to try and call in and vote. So,
Mod did a lot of things too, but he didn't negotiate his way through the global pandemic.
Well, he didn't make it worse.
Well, that's true.
Give him some credit. That's coming up very short. What is the category today, Paddy? What is the category for the World Cup of South Australia? It is people. Okay, Today is a big day. All right, that's coming up very shortly.
Well, the Malinowskis government has now resolved every single one of its outstanding pay disputes with public sector unions, with one big exception: the nurses, who are today again going on strike at Flinders Medical Centre. There are reassurances that it's not going to have any direct impact on staff, essential services, and also, importantly, elective surgery, we are told, are not going to be affected. But the fact that this dispute has sort of followed the government into its second term is becoming a bit of a headache. We're joined now to discuss this by the Treasurer, Tom Koutsantonis, who, as the relevant public services minister in this dispute, has sort of carriage of it. Treasurer, good morning, and thanks for your time. This really shows no signs of wrapping up this dispute. Is the government getting sick of it? And what's the sort of key sticking point here?
Well, I mean, nurses are looking for real wage increases, and we want to give them a real wage increase. For us, the real sticking point is not so much the quantum; it's over what period of time. So I think what nurses are hoping to do is to catch up as quickly as they possibly can to the New South Wales arrangements. But quite frankly, that would be unaffordable for us to do in the time frame that the nurses unions are asking us to do. And I'm up for giving nurses a real wage pay increase. They deserve it, and we do value them. But I've got to also think of the state's finances, and I've also got to think of the ability for us to continue funding these services. So for me, it's about timing. For the nurses, it's also about timing, and that's what's separating us rather than the quantum. It's really over what period of time. Is it over the next 1 year, or is it over the next 2 years? And that's the problem we're facing. I can't get past that hump.
Is there a problem for you guys that's being caused? I'm not sure if New South Wales is the comparison or if it's Victoria in this case. But is there a problem where you've got other state governments that are a bit more loose with their dough when it comes to looking after public sector pay demands, and you guys here in SA are suddenly being asked to match something that, say, the Andrews Allen junta has cooked up in Melbourne?
Yes, I mean, I just saw recently that they offered a 35% increase to one of their public sector cohorts, which was, quite frankly, really unnecessary. But look, they're facing an election campaign, and the Premier's made it very clear we're not going to follow the Victorian path, and there needs to be some financial discipline. And I think nurses understand that. And I think in the end, though, the union and the nurses here are at a point where they know that we want to give them a pay increase. They know that they're justified in asking for one, but budgets happen over financial years for me. And if I put too much into one financial year, those pay increases compound to a point where we just can't afford to pay them. Now, my biggest bill in the Treasury is wages. So I've got to be very careful about that, while also balancing the fact that we've got to value our nurses, and it's a tough job. So I get it, but I think trying to compare cost of living pressures in New South Wales or Victoria with South Australia is unfair. We've got to do our own.
Even with the real estate increases we've seen in SA?
I think so. I mean, I get we are comparable, but it's not like for like, is it? I mean, you know, the amount of Adelaide is not as expensive to live in as Sydney and Melbourne. There are different conditions here, but the metric we all use nationally is comparing each other's wages. Now, the idea of comparing, South Australian public sector wages with those of Western Australia, where they have vast amounts of GST and royalties and are running $4 billion surpluses and are pouring money into public infrastructure, makes it very, very hard to have a comparison, a fair comparison. But that's what we're using. We're using it for all of our public sector wages. We're comparing ourselves to the big cities on the eastern seaboard and are wanting parity with those cities, which makes it harder and harder for the smaller jurisdictions to keep up. But, we try and stay within the pack. But when we're being asked to lead the pack, that makes it very, very difficult.
Just finally, Treasurer, is there also a sort of relativities issue that you have to consider? As I said at the start, you've done deals with the coppers, the fireys, the salary medical officers, the prison guards, like everyone has their enterprise agreement in place. If you do opt for something as generous as the union is demanding for the nurses, does that come back to haunt you in 2-3 years' time when you've got to renegotiate with all those other public sector unions?
Well, of course it does. I mean, if we give something that's well beyond what other public sector cohorts are getting, the next cohort that comes up says we want that. And that's what is the difficult part about this balancing act, because it turns into a question of whether you value them or not. And that's not what really we're talking about. We do value them. What I'm talking about here is what is it we can afford? What is it people deserve to get? And how do we work out a way of making this sustainable so we can keep on employing more of these people to get the services that we want? There's got to be a balance, because we can't just run deficits. We can't just borrow more. And we're not in a position where we're borrowing to pay wages. But if we don't check enterprise agreement growth, we will be borrowing to pay wages, and that is unacceptable. We can't have that in our state. That's what's going on in Victoria, and that is unacceptable.
Yeah. Well, we've got the Nurses Union coming on with Graham after 9 o'clock this morning. We'll hear what they say. For now, Tom Coots and Toners, thanks for joining us for Breaking at 8.
It's coming up to 20 minutes after 8. We're going to take a quick break. We'll check traffic, and on the other side of it, we're getting right back into the World Cup of South Australia, the people component of the bracket this morning, one of the most hotly contested, with another quarter-finalist to determine. That is right after this. Traffic first, though, thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Town. The display suite's open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Shamozzle, that's what we've got at Gilman this morning. 5 cars involved in a smash on the Porter Expressway near Perkins Drive. Horrendous delays. Avoid that if you can. Ottawa, more delays with a multi-car smash. Grand Junction Road near Eastern Parade, and Grand Junction Road at Clearview has another collision to look out for at Hampstead Road. Cameras, Moores Road, McGill and Peacock Road of the Park Lanes. Save 20 to 60% off absolutely everything right now at Amart, including lounges, living, dining, bedroom furniture, mattresses and more. Hurry into Amart today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in my boots. Register or donate today.
Playing cohort because of future litigation coming down the pipe.
Yeah. Adelaide's only local sports show.
No, I don't think that's a good way to do business.
The 5AA Sports Show. Weekday afternoons from 4 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Stuff it, Barry. We're going to Liechtenstein.
With first month storage for just $1 at Storage King, Bev and Barry can finally go travel.
Hold on tight, Barry!
Stuff it. Live more. Visit Storage King today. Conditions apply.
Is it the best Beechwood home ever made? Possibly, but there's always more to come from Beechwood. Introducing the Caliente, now open for viewing. The Caliente is a multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Taking inspiration from Palm Springs and California, it's definitely a conversation starter. The team at Beechwood can't wait for you to see it at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm. Open Saturdays and Sundays, 1 to 4:30 p.m. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Now, if you've got an appliance at your place that's making strange noises or taking twice as long, or you just know that it's time for an upgrade, no one does it better than Spartan Appliances.
That's right. The whole store is on sale for end of financial year. That means huge savings across Spartan's massive range of big brand kitchen, laundry and outdoor appliances, like a huge 10-year warranty and up to 10% off selected Miele appliance packages.
And whether you're replacing one tired appliance or planning an entire new kitchen, you'll get expert help choosing what suits your home, your budget and the way you live. Spartan has been helping South Australians with appliances for over 55 years.
Visit Spartan Appliances at Campbelltown or Torrensville for end of financial year store-wide savings. Terms and conditions apply.
Planning your next event? Choose a venue where everything comes together. Adelaide Convention Centre. It's where your vision and our expertise come together, where creative cuisine meets extraordinary productions and excitement and innovation combine in a space that is truly world-class. From corporate gatherings to grand celebrations, we make every occasion unforgettable. Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre and start planning your next event today.
For 20 years, Fleurieu Milk Company has been in your fridge.
in your smoothies, kids' cereal or morning coffee. Through the good years and the tough ones, dairy farming hasn't been easy. But because you choose to back a bunch of passionate SA dairy farmers and continue to do so, we're still here. That's 20 years local families providing local jobs for our great state. Look for FIVEAA Milk Company products at your supermarket. And let's keep a good thing going.
Kids don't want to wait. The sooner, the better. Every moment is a chance to learn and grow. And they're right, it is. The first few years of a child's development play a hugely important part in their future, in learning and in life. That's why the state government is rolling out 3-year-old preschool from 2026. Because the sooner they start, the further they can go. Learn more at flyingstart.sa.gov.au. A message from the Government of South Australia.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes after 8, it's time to get to the real World Cup.
5AA's World Cup of SA.
The US, Canada and Mexico should be so lucky to host the World Cup of South Australia. Maybe in 6 years' time there'll be a bidding war for it. We've got to determine the World Cup of South Australia winner, of course, and over the course of the journey, we have various hurdles to get over. Today, it's a quarter-finalist from the people's side of the bracket that we're going to determine. You can watch on the live stream and see all the bracket in all its glory. It's starting to get nice and full now. The battle today is between two icons of their industry from here in Adelaide. Tony Modra and Paul Kelly. Tony Modra and musician Paul Kelly. This is not like a Sydney Swan Paul Kelly.
Or the esteemed political analyst from the Australian.
That's right. No, you're right. There's been a few Paul Kellys, isn't there?
Yeah.
Tony Modra or Paul Kelly. Get voting now. 8223 I mean, some people may be getting ahead of themselves. The Police Commissioner bracing himself for a battle against Tony Modra in the quarterfinal, but Tony Modra's got to deal with Paul Kelly first. We'll find out now. 8223 All it takes is 3 calls. Who is going to make it through to the next round of the World Cup of South Australia from the people's side of the bracket?
I think the biggest boil over we've had so far in the World Cup of South Australia was Paul Kelly beating Barnesy.
That's right,
particularly with our strong audience out there in our beloved northern suburbs. I thought Barnesy had, one hand on the cup, but Paul Kelly came from nowhere.
That's true. Maybe we're underrating the Paul Kelly factor out
Kelly
there.
Came from Kensington.
All right, well, let's find out what Dave from Alberton thinks. Morning, Dave.
Morning, boys. Probably in a small club here. Not a big fan of Paul Kelly, so mods for me.
Hang on. Our Alberton correspondent's voting for mods. Dave.
I played a bit of cricket with Mods when he first came down from the Riverland, so he's a very good bloke, Mods, so going with him.
Okay, all right. Don't mind it. Dave, thank you. If he's got the Port people on board, he's going to be hard to beat. Mary in Theberton, good morning.
Good morning, boys. How are you?
Good,
thanks, Mary.
Great night Friday night, by the way.
Yeah, it was fun, wasn't it?
It was fun. I'm going Tony Modra all the way.
Tony Modra, thank you, Mary. Let's go to Brighton. Nat, who's got your vote?
Oh, Tony Modra.
Oh, my God. 3-zip. 3-zip, and I'll tell you 2 things to take you a little bit behind the scenes. It's 3-zip. It was the shortest amount of time, I think, so far that it's taken to determine a winner.
Yeah.
And we had about 6 more calls on the line. My suspicion is they're all for Tony Modra. Tony Modra is going to be hard to beat for the World Cup of South Australia. Modra v. Police Commissioner Grant Stevens in the next round, and that will be the winner of the people bracket to go through to a semi-final. Who are the people facing up against, Pat? They've just taken down the... it'll be people up against food and drink. Oh, there it is.
Oh, okay.
So the winner of Tony Modra and Grant Stevens will face off against the winner of Iced Coffee and Cooper's Pale Ale to appear in the final. That's the stage we're at right now.
And then on the other side of the ledger, we've got the River Murray going up against Theberton. That is going to be a battle for the ages. And the final quadrant is currently Travis Head's Moustache will go through against either the Pandas or the Mauls Bulls.
Oh, okay. So one of those will then be the winner of the things part of the bracket.
Yeah.
So you're starting to get a sense of we're down to, we've got 7 of our final 8.
There's so many permutations still. I mean, we could end up with a battle between Mods and a Panda.
Yep.
Grant Stevens might have to beat Travis Head's moustache.
It could be Iced Coffee v Theberton.
Theberton's the smoky.
Theberton, I think.
It knows how to win.
Theberton v Mods, I think, is looming large all of a sudden. That'll be hard for some people in Theberton,
Well,
I think.
Mary's from Theberton.
Yeah.
She's rang and voted for,
tear some
voted for
alliances.
Mods.
Intriguing. It's always worth tuning into the live stream whenever we do the World Cup of South Australia, because you can actually see the bracket and see how things are progressing. The live stream, thanks to Walk a Mile. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a Mile in My Boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. We're going to take a break. 5AA News is on the way. James Rain will join us after the break to talk about Australian Crawl getting back together after 40 years.
It's stocktake time and end of financial year savings are heating up. Save now on wood heaters from $999 and gas log fires from only $2,999. Visit today and get winter ready for less. Only at Illusion Gas Log Fires and Ultimate Wood Heaters.
Not every conversation stays with you. This one will. Join Stephen Bartlett as he asks the questions and nothing is left unsaid. Search The Diary of a CEO wherever you get your podcasts.
Would you like to go to the bathroom for a number 2 regularly? Always bloated with gas? Looking for better ways to support your digestion and immune system? Introducing Caruso's Ultramax 100 Probiotic. Each delayed release capsule of Caruso's Ultramax 100 Probiotic delivers 50 strains and 100 billion CFU of good bacteria to support bowel regularity, relieve gas and support digestive and immune system health. Say goodbye to gut discomfort with Caruso's Ultramax 100 Probiotic from leading pharmacies and health stores.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
15 degrees the top, with showers increasing today. With the 8:30 news, good morning. I'm Kate Collins.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
SA nurses and midwives are continuing their stop work action today. They walked off the job at Flinders around an hour ago as part of their ongoing campaign for better wages and conditions. The nurses' dispute is the only union the state government negotiations that remain unresolved, but Treasurer Tom Coutson-Toner says SA can't afford to give them the increase relative to that achieved by nurses interstate.
It turns into a question of whether you value them or not, and that's not what really we're talking about. We do value them. What I'm talking about here is what is it we can afford, what is it people deserve to get, and how do we work out a way of making this sustainable so we can keep on employing more of these people to do the services that we want. There's got to be a balance.
5 youths are facing court after crashing an allegedly stolen car in Smithfield at 4:30 this morning. Police spotted a Mazda sedan travelling at high speed on Yulee and Main North roads. Senior Sergeant Jade Hill says patrols found the vehicle a few minutes later.
A short time later, the car crashed into a fence on the median strip of Main North Road, Smithfield, where 5 people were spotted running from the car. Police located the suspects, 3 14-year-old boys, a 15-year-old girl and a 13-year-old boy, who were all arrested with our incident, and they've all been charged with numerous offences, including illegal use of a motor vehicle.
When police searched the car, it will be alleged 2 knives were located. Checks on the Mazda showed it had been stolen from a Brighton home overnight. A pedestrian has died following a crash at Mount Gambier. The 68-year-old local man was hit by a ute yesterday afternoon and he died at the scene. The driver, a 23-year-old man, wasn't physically injured. The death is the 53rd life lost on SA roads so far this year. Police are treating a house fire at Smithfield Plains overnight as suspicious. Fire crews were called to Crittenden Road just after 11:45, finding flames bursting through the roof, leading to the roof collapsing. Nick Meester from the MFS says their first action was to stop the blaze spreading to neighbouring properties.
Firefighters brought the fire under control within 40 minutes and remained on scene for an extended period of time to extinguish hotspots. Significant damage has been sustained towards the rear and the eastern sides of the property. Investigators have attended the unoccupied property and believe the cause to be suspicious. South Australia Police will continue their investigations.
More than 300 Australian schools, including 34 South Australian private schools, have been forced to return disability funding that wasn't directly spent on disabled children. Gabrielle Hodson explains.
The nationally consistent collection of data on school students with a disability, or NCCD, has been carrying out a $400 million compliance program that'll see schools lose funds meant to explicitly support children with additional learning needs. Hundreds of schools have been forced to pay back a total of $12 million over the last 4 years, and it's rattling families anxious about changes to the NDIS. News Corp says 350 schools were audited this financial year, with 112 unable to properly account for their money. That's up from 78 last year. Some schools claim the repayments are due to the complexity of the scheme and changing needs. Gabrielle Hodson reporting.
The leaders of the United States and Iran have officially signed a memorandum of understanding. The agreement had been scheduled to be signed in Switzerland, but officials have confirmed it's been endorsed early. The document reiterates Tehran's commitment to not produce or develop nuclear weapons. Speaking ahead of the signing, US President Donald Trump warned he would resume strikes if Iran doesn't behave.
If I don't like it, if they don't behave, we'll go right back to dropping bombs right smack in the middle of their head. Okay, because they've misbehaved for 47 years.
The CEO Sleep Out is on tonight at the Adelaide Zoo on one of the coldest, wettest and longest nights of the year. More than 130 business and community leaders, including the Premier, will sleep outside in support of Vinnie's SA and those doing it tough. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Huge price drop on new Mitsubishi ASX from $34,990 drive away. Agostino Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Kate. Footy first, and Lachie Neal's potential move to Collingwood is being described as a strange one by one of the game's leading voices. The Brisbane Premiership winner has been linked to a move to the Pies on a 3-year deal worth up to $3 million. Commentator Matty Lloyd says it's interesting.
It's a real strange one, and even Chris Fagan spoke about it, that if he's going to move, we wouldn't think potentially he'd go closer to Western Australia or go to a WA club where his kids are, but who knows, could they be moving? Because all the talk is that Collingwood's wowed him with an amazing deal.
The Pies host Port Adelaide on Saturday night at the MCG. The round kicks off tonight with Fremantle hosting Geelong. Well, the 2026 State of Origin series is heading to a decider in Brisbane after Queensland put on a second-half clinic to win Game 2, 44 points to 24 at the MCG. The Blues shot out of the blocks to take a 12-2 lead midway through the first half, but conceded 6 tries to the Maroons in the second 40 minutes. Queensland coach Billy Slater says the halftime team talk was all about belief.
Everyone has a role within our footy team, and when we get it right, we play some good footy, and we're hard to handle. So, that was the conversation at halftime, is getting our game right.
And the World Cup rolls on with a match between Ghana and Panama just getting underway. England has kick-started its campaign in style, recording a 4-2 win against Croatia. It was an underwhelming start, though, for Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal. They were held to a 1-1 draw against Congo. Kate, that is the 5AA Sport.
Thank you so much, Rennie. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Browse undercover in comfort for your certified pre-owned Toyota at the new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park.
Morning there. Still got horrendous delays with a 5-car collision getting cleaned up at Gilman. It's on the Porter Expressway and Perkins Drive. Delays in both directions there. Otway, more delays with a multi-car smash, Green Junction Road near Eastern Parade. And good news, delays clearing from another smash at Clearview, Green Junction Road near Hampstead Road. Camera, Melbourne Street, North Adelaide. Honda's end of financial year event is on now with great deals available across a select Honda range. T's and C's apply. Limited time offers only while stocks last. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now to the 5AA forecast. Showers increasing today. We're heading for a top of 15 degrees. 15 again tomorrow with a very high chance of showers. And those showers will continue into Saturday. 15 the top, 14 and partly cloudy on Sunday. Right now it's 10 degrees on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Formula Honda's end of financial year event is on now, with great offers right across the Honda range. Receive price reductions of up to $2,000 on selected 25-built Honda CR-Vs. Premium engineering, exceptional value, a standard that's a cut above the rest. This is the end of financial year event, only from Formula Honda, and only while stocks last. Visit Formula Honda at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond, or North East Road, Modbury, and book your test drive today. See honda.com.au for T's and C's.
You can rent a little, you can rent a lot.
Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, you can rely on Red Spot to get you there. We're the all-Aussie, family-owned car rental company in airport terminals and cities across Australia, with a new fleet and plenty of hybrid options too. Experience the exceptional service that earned us Product Review's 2026 Car Hire Service of the Year. Book direct and save now at redspot.com.au today, or call 1300 66 8810.
Red Spot. A year of roadside assistance is now included with eligible NRMA car insurance policies in South Australia, whether you're a new customer or an existing customer renewing your policy, because that's what a help company would do. Renew your eligible policy or get a quote today at nrma.com.au/SA roadside. SA risk addresses only. Excludes CTP and classic car insurance. Offer may be withdrawn at any time. Always read the PDS. PDS and T&Ds available from NRMA Insurance. 12 months of everyday care roadside assistance provided by National Roads and Motorists Association Limited. Trading as NRMA. Separate and independent from NRMA Insurance.
Life happens fast. That's why Bendigo Bank is bigger for making it easy to open an account in minutes right from your phone. Find us in the App Store today. Bendigo Bank. The better big bank. Eligibility criteria, terms and conditions apply.
Now, here's some breaking news. A chai latte and a chocolate brownie is good for you. Maybe not when it comes to the calorie count, but it is good for the soul. Cafe Hopability in Fullerton is operated by Holistic Care SA, and it provides meaningful and rewarding jobs for keen workers who live with disability. If you're in the Fullerton area, make Cafe Hopability your go-to cafe for breakfast, brunch or lunch.
They also do catering for corporate lunches and functions. It's a great option for all the local businesses in the east. And remember, when you choose Cafe Hopability, you're doing a generous deed, so you can grab a second brownie guilt-free.
Next lunch break, or if you need catering, do something that's good for you and others. Cafe Hopability, Fullerton Road, Kent Town, just up from the roundabout.
CMAX Clinical Research is on a mission to transform the future of bowel disease. And to make it happen, they need your help, South Australia. If you're aged 18 to 60 and generally healthy, you could be eligible to help trial a new potential treatment for ulcerative colitis. Stay 5 nights at CMAX in Adelaide CBD, attend 7 follow-up visits and get paid for your time. Want to take part? Apply today by visiting cmax.com.au.
Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans, Knowles Caravans.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
Sunday the 15th of November at Glenelg. It's a date to circle in your diary because the Red Hot Summer Tour lineup has been announced. How about this? Featuring Men at Work, Birds of Tokyo, Eskimo Joe, Boom Crash Opera, and for the first time since 1986, that's 40 years, David, Australian Crawl will be taking the stage and reforming for the Red Hot Summer Tour. James Rain joins us on 5AA Breakfast. James, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Now, James, I'm going to do a bit of excruciating fanboying here. I'm so cool. I'm so cool that I have Sirocco's Sons of Beaches and Phalanx on vinyl.
Well, that's actually pretty cool. If you still got vinyl, that's cool in itself. Notwithstanding the substance of the vinyl, but still.
No,
that's good.
The substance of the vinyl, though, has totally stood the test of time. And I got to say, so I'm 57, so all through high school, all my mates, I can't remember what your breakthrough hit was. I remember it was on a compilation tape in about 1982. But when Sirocco came out, that record, mate, just everything about Crawl through that period, you were such a hugely important band in the mid 80s, I reckon.
Well, that's very kind of you, and thank you. And who knew? I mean, it's hard for me to comment because I can't be objective about it. I just, I never listen to that stuff. Obviously, I don't listen to my own stuff. But
is that true? You don't listen to your own stuff?
No way, you kidding? I mean, look, if I'm recording, well, I've made about 16 records since then.
Yeah.
But if I'm recording something, when you lay the thread, I mean, I write songs because I've always written songs, and that's what I do, and I write other stuff. But I mean, I write songs, and I've been recording recently. So, if you're recording a song, you hear it 44,000 times just because you're running through it and you're adding bits here and going, not that, and maybe that, and don't do that, and fix that.
Yeah.
So by the time you finished it, you're going, well, I know it, and sometimes what you'll do when you mix something, finally do the final mix, I'll put it on in the car That's I always give it the car test.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I know, and you put on the car and I always turn it really loud, and I'll listen to it, and then I'll hear what I think faults and fix them, and then once I've done that, I'd never listen to it again.
Well, so given that, and given 40 years has transpired, and all the music that you've written in between, putting together a set list for Crawl, is it like riding a bike, or do you have to reacquaint yourself with some of the music?
Some of the songs I did, because I forgot. I mean, look, obviously in my shows, I still do some of them. Because people get lynched if I don't do Boys Light Up and Reckless and they're all the stuff. But I had to go. What songs do we do? And I went back, and I was actually talking to Simon Binks, guitar player, the other day. We were on the phone, and I said, I sent him a list, and I said, "Can you think of anything?" And then he's going, "I think we did." And I go, "Oh yeah, of course that one." And then I actually went and Googled. I went to Googled Australian Crawl songs to have to remind myself. And I went a couple of them. Oh, yeah, we probably should do that one. And there were about 5. I went, oh, holy hell, that's so bad. We can't do that. That's shit. I mean, really, some of them you go, oh, how did we get over that rubbish?
Well, I can't really remember any bad Crawl songs from that era, and that's why.
Well, don't start me. Well, sometimes the song was all right. Maybe it was, and a lot of the time, I quite like the band track on some of them, but I'm going, that singer, he's awful. And that happens to me sometimes in the supermarket. I sound like a wanker saying this, but I mean, sometimes in the supermarket, we're walking around, you're buying peas or something, and you hear the play music in the supermarket, and I hear this funny little sort of, and I go, what am I playing now? And I go, oh, it's me. Oh, and I've got to leave because I can't stand it.
Hey, James, can I ask you a slightly controversial question? I hope Slash isn't listening. But maybe
this one about everyone reckons they ripped off Unpublished Critics.
Unpublished Critics. So great Crawl. I love that song, Unpublished Critics on
I think it's one of our better songs. Yeah,
it's brilliant.
Thank you for saying that.
But do you detect an uncanny similarity to Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses?
Well, I never thought about it until there was a period a few years ago where somebody started asking me about it, and I went, no, I'd never thought of it. And then somebody sent me, they'd done a mixtape where they'd mixed the two songs together, and I went, oh my God, there really are some similarities. So and then somebody said, you should really, you should do. And I thought, geez, I tell you what, if you sued them and you won, it'd be a nice, chunk of money to make. But I think that you have to go this whole thing, and I probably got all the details wrong, but anyway, we got a lawyer, checked it out, and then they have these people, believe me, this is a job, I can't believe it, but there's people who make money, they're professional song analysers where they'll decide whether there are similarities and there's this cadence that matches that one. Anyway, also I think the big stumbling block was that both songs are registered with Warner Chappell, so you're asking a publishing company to sue itself.
Oh, right. Wow.
There are all sorts of, look, I probably got a lot of this wrong, but there are all sorts of things. So in the end, I hope grown up enough now and go, look, let fate be what fate is, and I don't really give a rat's, I mean,
I suppose too, like,
in fact, rip us off.
If the estate of Robert Johnson wanted to sue everybody for all popular songs that came thereafter, he could. Hey, it's such an exciting lineup, James, and playing with Men at Work as well. That's going to be special. But I know you had such a great solo career too after the band sort of went their separate ways in the mid-'80s. But I can't believe it's that long since original members of the band all played together. It's going to be a massive tour and a massive show here down at Glenelg.
It is. It's going to be great fun, and I'm looking forward to it. And, John, who plays drums, who played in Australian Crawl, been playing with me for 43 years. We played together 43 years. But he played the last 4 years of Australian Crawl. He was the drummer. David, my brother, who was in the original drummer, he's joining us. Simon's coming on board. But it's my band, and Simon Binks is joining us. But John Watson, he's married to Vicar and Linda on the bill. He's married to Vicar.
Oh, right.
So and my brother's there, and Dick's there, and it's a big family affair. To be honest, it's a big happy family. Going touring around the country. I mean, I like it. I just like the whole idea of it. I think it's cool and it's fun and it's come and see it and, forget your troubles, pack up your troubles in your old kit bag and come along and just go, look, this is just a great fun thing to do.
Good on you, James. Real pleasure talking to you. Enjoy the tour.
Good on you guys.
And,
thanks.
Enjoy your show here in Adelaide. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We're going to cut up Unpublished Critics versus Sweet Child and play it on the show tomorrow. You be the judge.
Yes, that's right. Put you in the courtroom. All right, let's check traffic. Thanks to Royal Apartments Kent Town. Display suite open Thursday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit royalapartments.com.au.
Delays clearing from that earlier 5-car collision at Gilman. It's on the Porter Expressway and Perkins Drive, but still quite big delays in towards Port Adelaide. Otway multi-car smash still causing delays there. Grand Junction Road near Eastern Parade, and delays clearing from another crash at Clearview this morning, Grand Junction Road near Hampstead Road. Early morning camera, Majors Road, O'Halloran Hill. Yes, Adelaide Central Market is open Tuesdays till Saturdays and still the only place to find the best of SA, great specials and familiar faces at over 70 stalls. Adelaide Central Market. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Garages and outdoor storage designed for Australian lifestyles. Visit one of Olympic Industries' inspiration centres today and bring your space to life. Start something with the Olympic Industries sale. On now.
Finding your next Volkswagen? That part's easy. At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, the end of financial year Unlocked event has drive-away deals racing out the door. There's a huge range of new and demo Volkswagens ready for delivery right now. Plenty of colours, plenty of options. On-site finance, next-day servicing. But it won't last. So if you've been waiting, this is your moment. Get an end of financial year drive-away deal before it's gone. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, just a short drive from the city.
Now, some things you can leave a little late, cleaning out the shed, fixing a squeaky door or sorting out the spare room.
That's all true, but your pool, well, you ignore your pool heading into winter and you'll be paying for it come summer. The Pool Supermarket at O'Halloran Hill will get your pool suited and sorted with Adelaide's biggest range of pool gear.
Plus, right now, they've got an amazing special for 5AA listeners. Put your pool to sleep the best way with a Winterizer liquid pack. Mention you're a 5AA listener. Forget paying $111. You'll get the Winterizer liquid pack for just $50. It's an incredible offer.
So don't leave it too late. Look after your pool now so it's not a green mess later. Head to the Pool Supermarket on South Road, O'Halloran Hill. The only thing they don't sell are pools. Poolsupermarket.com.au.
At my age, preparation is just part of life. To prepare for viruses like influenza, COVID and RSV, I get vaccinated regularly. Viruses are always changing. That's why vaccination really matters to protect yourself against serious disease and hospitalisation. And the risks go up when you turn 65. Vaccination is the best preparation. Speak to your health professional and book your vaccinations today. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Stacey Lee here. I'm with Vincent Scarley from FIVEAA Financial Services. Vince, what is a reverse mortgage?
Well, it's just like a giant credit card, but with a difference. You're effectively borrowing money against the value of your home, and you don't have to make any repayments at all. You can then access cash when you need it most. And if you don't owe any money on your home, there is no interest charged until you draw down some funds. But importantly, the money is available when you need it most for an emergency medical treatment, renovations, might want to buy a new car, or maybe that overseas trip you've always dreamed of.
So call Vince on 1300 99 886 for a confidential chat, or go to saviour.net.au. FIVEAA Financial Services.
Call me 1300 99 886.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes to 9, a big event on at the Adelaide Oval tonight, the Men's Mental Health Dinner for the Breakthrough Mental Health Research Foundation. The Chief Executive of the Foundation, John Mannion's in the studio with us. Good morning to you, John.
Good morning, gents. How are you?
We're good, thank you, John. Now, this is a hugely important organisation and a hugely important event. Wasn't our good mate Tom Duday involved in this a few years ago? I reckon he was. I think he came wearing a beanie one day.
Tom was one of our ambassadors. In fact, he was an ambassador for a couple of years. So he did a brilliant job because he was talking around, normalising the conversation and teaching people what are the signs to look out for. So, yeah, he was brilliant.
Is there a generational element to this battle to try and normalise conversation? Because it seems to me that young men are very comfortable talking about it, and older are less so.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. We've seen a real shift. Last year at last year's event, we had a group of gents who joined us, and they were in their 70s. And when I asked them why they joined, they said, well, they every year save up, go and do a fundraising event or go to the races or something. And this year they decided to come and actually have a night and learn more about their own mental health. So this was like 70-year-old guys. We do activities in the community, and you now get an 80-year-old people saying, I want to learn more about why I feel like I do. But there's still those blocks and barriers. There's still that piece where, it's still got that toughen up conversation. I should be able to manage this. Is this a sign of weakness? But we are seeing shifts and changes there, which is, incredible, really.
It's amazing to think how it's not really that long ago that harden up or forget about it was the sum total of how people were meant to deal with traumatising events. Or not even traumatising events, just feeling out of sorts, because mental health, it's no different from physical health. It's a health condition.
Yeah.
But, like a generation ago, we didn't even have like HR departments at work. Like it's a new thing to recognise and discuss these things, isn't it?
I think it is. It's been a fascinating conversation. I've worked in mental health for 38 years. 38 years ago, we never had a conversation about mental health. It was a conversation that was behind a closed door. It was covered with shame, the way in which our services and systems, we built hospitals on the outskirts of our cities. We didn't have them sort of interconnected. Fast forward 38 years, we're having mental health conversations in shearing sheds, in football clubs, in schools, in workplaces. We're changing the narrative around how you should be able to reach out and talk about your mental health. As you rightly said, there's no health without mental health, and mental health and physical health are connected together. So why don't we have those conversations around looking for a cure? We don't accept that we haven't got a cure for cancer, for heart disease, for diabetes, yet we never explore those complexities about mental health and what can we do about that. So I think we're seeing this big shift and change, which is really powerful.
Yeah.
We talk about trying to break down some of those stigmas that David just mentioned. Are they all legacy stigmas? Are they all enduring stigmas? Or are there new challenges on that front?
Yeah, I think it's a blend of both. So you've got the legacy ones around, I must toughen up. It's a sign of weakness. I shouldn't be talking about my mental health. I should be leading everything. To our younger people around now saying, well, actually, we've got a whole range of other competing complexities. Our lives are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no escape from it. Everything's on from a social media perspective to all those different connectivities. So you're seeing different levels of challenge there. You're seeing challenges then around identity. We have the big conversation around masculinity and what that really means and what it really looks like. Positive role modelling. So we're seeing that sort of shift and change as well. So one of the positives, though, is the conversation is getting stronger and the actions that are following that are really important. So that part about reaching out, having the conversation with your mate, checking in with them, they're really sort of powerful interactions that are driving a shift in all the conversations. So I know I've got a friendship group that constantly will send text messages to check in on people. That would never have happened 5-10 years ago.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Well, it's a great organisation, John, and we wish you all the very best for the event tonight. Thanks very much for coming in this morning.
No, thanks very much, guys. Thanks.
Good on you.
4 minutes to 9. We'll round things out with Fuel Watch on this Thursday morning. Better to be a member with RAA Road Service. The cheap spots, the BP Mawson Lakes at $1.52.9. The cheap diesel is the Mobil at Shido Park. That one's currently sitting at $1.88.5. A couple of texts, perhaps?
Very divided theories here on Unpublished Critics. Scott says, definitely ripped off by Guns N' Roses. Maxine says, if Unpublished Critics sounds like Sweet Child of Mine, then I'm running out to play full forward for the Crows on Saturday. Who is going to play full forward for the Crows on Saturday? When do we find out?
Well, tonight they'll name the team, but the suggestion is the three tall forwards are all going to play.
Really? Really?
Yeah, the three-headed monster.
It's back.
It's going to be back. We'll find out for sure. That's certainly the way they looked like they were training yesterday. But
are you calling it?
No.
You're not?
No.
You going?
Nope. Probably.
I hear you're going to Disney on Ice, Will.
Absolutely better. That one is locked in.
Are you taking Rosie or are you just going on your own?
Yeah, righto. I don't miss it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't miss it. Here's your seat, Mr.
You're
Goodings.
going to miss that for 6 months, aren't you? Hey? Hey? Might have to ring you from Spain.
All right, we'll catch you tomorrow, folks.